How you doing, Leo? It's me, Robin.
Hey, Robin, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man.
How's everything?
Everything's cool. How you guys doing?
Not bad, man. We're waiting. There's nobody here, so hopefully we don't
I'll
start too
be,
late. I'm trying to breeze through
I,
this meeting.
okay. I'll be here just in case.
Okay, tell him. All
Okay.
right,
All right.
sounds good.
That's the email somebody sent that you might want to read. And I also forwarded you that email. If anybody wants to.
Let me put this on mute for a sec.
Leo, it's only you there?
Yeah, Robin, it's only me for now, man. Jim isn't coming in. You let me know, and hopefully everybody else should be here.
I don't know if it's that
Oh,
serious. But
okay. I'll be here. I'm with you.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
you can't hear.
Noemi said hi, Robin.
Hi, Noemi. How are you?
I don't know if you can see her. She's walking out, but she said hi.
Okay. Say hello to her.
All right. All right, Robin. I gotta wait till we have quorum, but we'll see. Vamos a ver qué se puede
Okay. I'm
decir.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll see, man. Hopefully, I'm trying to finish by 9 o'clock, man. It's been a long few weeks. So,
Yeah, yeah. 9 o'clock's perfect.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully, we get quorum. Oh, there's some people coming in.
Okay.
Está bien. All right, give me 1 second.
Hello,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing better, but I'm still not full strength yet, but doing real good.
Good, good. Day at a time. You'll get there.
I'm getting around. It's just real slow. You know what I say? Slow walking is better than no walking.
Exactly. Movement is progress.
All right. Being live stream perfect. So good evening, everyone, and to our guests. We usually have a lot more people here, which is surprising. It's not a bad thing because we don't have headaches tonight. My name is Leo Jimenez. I'm the chair of the Traffic and Transportation Committee. I'm joined by my fellow committee members, and I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Noemi Diaz. I am co-chair here of Traffic and Transportation, coming from Youth and Education, and I'm still part of licensing. So
Nice.
born and raised in Washington Heights, and now I'm here to serve.
Nice.
Jody Herson, Traffic and Transportation and New York City Parks now. was
Huh?
health and the environment.
Yeah.
Now I'm on here.
And parks?
Yeah.
I feel like
Around, just
you'll
like
be
you.
good for parks. I feel like you can help parks a lot.
I'm
with your-
excited, actually. I mean, I
Yeah.
loved health and the environment and I love, everything that I learned about Columbia Medical Center and all the things going on there, but I
You're where you need to be.
I like park.
I like that. I like that. Ty.
Hi, I'm Ty Fujimura. I'm a new member to the board. Yeah, excited to be here.
Shout out to
Right,
Ty.
okay.
Ty wrote our meeting minutes last month,
Yes.
which helps tremendously. I
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it.
Happy, however I can add value.
Yeah, it's an art. It's an art. It's an art. And we have Mary, introduce yourself.
Mary Anderson, I am on this committee and I am chair of the Committee for Concerns of the Aging. I'm doing the book twelve as well.
You should connect with Ponce Mary, in case bank accounts, her committee, there's a lot of our elderly and they always need the help, so it's a great person to contact, to connect with.
That's really good to know,
Yeah.
because we do a lot around do financial mastery, and some of it are like protecting their legacy, and a lot of that is. Folks as they get older, making sure that they have their wills and all other kinds of things that we just remind people to have
That's
that
really good.
conversation.
It's really good, yeah. Get a number afterwards.
Yes, you were at our opening.
That was great. Thank you. Sorry.
No, Bruce, go ahead and introduce yourself, might as well.
I know why they're here, but let them say it. It was a wonderful, wonderful opening today. It was
That's awesome.
fabulous, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And this is Bruce, you can introduce yourself. This is Bruce
I'm the
Robertson.
guy who was at their opening today. Bruce Robertson, 25 years, Lower Washington Heights, live around the corner from Jody. This committee and also business development, which actually did the resolution for them to get the
The BDD,
$20 million,
yeah.
but they haven't gotten the money yet, so we're hoping.
Coming soon, hopefully.
Good.
First in our area too, so
Yeah.
we're all pushing.
Application in, so.
Yeah, we're all
Good.
pushing. for it.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
And we have online, we're joined by Jim Berlin and Robin. Robin, if you can, and Jim, if you can introduce yourselves.
Robin Cruz, licensing committee and traffic and transportations. Welcome.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'm Jim Berlin. I'm a member of the Land Use Committee. I'm the board parliamentarian, and since Bruce was showing off, I've been living in this neighborhood my whole life, and that's more than 25 years.
Jim, you don't sound good. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. You didn't hear the story? I'm recovering from Legionnaire's disease.
Oh, wow, Jim. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better.
Oh, I'm feeling much better. The main problem right now is I sound hoarse, but I'm doing much, much better. No, I was on oxygen for 6 days. It was
Jesus,
interesting.
Jim.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know. Wow.
And I had
Hope
no
you-
idea
hope
how I
you-
got it either. And
Recover soon, man.
I talked to the the health department. No, but I'm really doing, the only thing, I sound bad, but I I'm doing my stuff. I walk around the neighborhood.
You look good.
Thank you.
All right, and lastly, we'll recognize Joel O'Brien. Joel O'Brien is the business development chair. He actually attended the meeting with Ponce.
And he spoke.
He's been a big advocate for you guys, and I just want to give him a shout out. So a lot of the things that happen on the business side works with this guy. So Joel
Hey
O'Brien.
everyone, how's it going? Thanks, Leo. I was at the event with Bruce. Great event, congrats. I see Wanda and who else is there? I can't really.
And Kim is here as well.
Kim is there. Hi, Kim. Hi, Wanda. Great event.
David's a little
Excellent. I'm really excited for you guys. Shout out to Bruce for being out there too. But my name is Joel Abreu. I'm the chair of business development. I'm also part of licensing. Thanks.
All right. With that being said, we'll move on with the agenda. Is Lyle and Alberto Rodon on? Hold on.
Lyle is here.
Lyle is there. Hey, Lyle, it's been a while. You don't reach out to me anymore, Lyle.
Hey Leo, how are you?
I
Evening,
miss you.
everyone.
We have to catch up. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I agree. Trust me, it's busy on my end. It's busy on your end. It's fun never stops, Leo. So
It doesn't, man.
City never sleeps.
I'm glad you're
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Though. I'm very glad you're here.
Likewise.
We have some updates we want from you. I have a laundry list of things I have to send you. But do you have any updates for us? And then we have a couple committee members that have some pending items and want to make sure we address it?
I have a few quick items. Evening again, everyone. Lyle Blacker from DOT. First, in regards to DOT's milling and resurfacing season, our season is actually wrapping up. Our crews are currently on the Upper East Side, Upper West Side, and in Midtown throughout the borough of Manhattan. Our milling and resurfacing season usually goes from mid-March through October, depending on the weather. So our crews will probably be in operation for the next few weeks. So if there are any locations you feel DOT should mill or resurface that we did not get to this year, please let me or DOT know, and we'll see if that location can be added to a future list for next year.
Any specific locations in our area? Or you guys, I know you guys have kind of moved on from our area, so.
Yeah. We are finished with Northern Manhattan for this season. Currently, we're pretty much like in the 90s and the mid 90s and Midtown for now. But like I said, if there are locations that you feel that we should get to, I can definitely pass it along to our road-based division for their review and see if that can be added to a future list for next year's milling and resurfacing schedule.
Awesome.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So, for the benefit of the public and myself, the ramp off the highway that terminates on Amsterdam at 175th, that ramp is a disaster. And I'm wondering, is that a city DOT thing or is that a state thing?
Lyle?
For the highway on and off ramps?
There's a ramp, if you're on Amsterdam, it's like 178.
I think it's 175. The one that curves around by the soccer field.
That should be a city DOT stuff. Should be on the permit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where exactly that is on Amsterdam. Is it by the TME, like in that area, like the Trans-Manhattan Expressway?
Yeah, that's
around
right.
there, or is it those?
So the exit is like 173rd.
I think it's 175. It goes by Highbridge.
Yeah, it goes right off of Highbridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the FDR? No, when you're coming off the bridge, I forget the name of the road that goes across Manhattan, but I guess the general question is highway on and off ramps, is that you guys?
So some of them fall on the city, some of them fall on the state DOT. What we'll do is I speak to Lyle all the time, and I'm actually gonna have everyone on that email thread, and so you can reach out to them and then you can address it directly.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if I can comment on that as well. Leo is correct. The thing is called, by the way, the Trans-Manhattan Expressway. Some of those roads are owned by New York City, some of them are owned by New York State, and some of them are the Port Authority. And there's been massive confusion. So they'll eventually, now if you can better identify it, like maybe look on a map and then, like Google Map or something, that might help. But, in fact, years ago, we actually got invited to the top of the George Washington Bridge to really cool up there, because the guy who was running the bridge at the time, he also runs the bridge terminal, said we'd go up there and look to see which road was which. Of course, all we did was look around. It was wonderful. But it's been mass confusion forever.
Yeah, a lot of those roads, Jim is totally right. Yeah, a lot of those roads kind of crisscross. I think what you're referring to, it might be city DOT. There might be a small portion that's state DOT, but Jim's right, that also might be Port Authority as well. But I think what you're referring to might be city DOT. But if there are any pictures that you may have, if you can send those to me, I can leave my information in the chat. Like I said, Leo knows how to find me. I can try to get clarification on that jurisdiction and see what we can do for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, now, what other updates you got for us? And then we have a few questions from the committee.
Okay. All right. Second, DOT announced today that the city's annual celebration, Trick or Streets, will return for a fourth year on open streets, pedestrian plazas, and other corridors throughout the city this October, with a record high 137 car-free events and counting planned throughout the month. These events also add pedestrian space along select corridors during Halloween, which is one of the busiest nights of the year for pedestrians to be out and about citywide. This year, Trick or Streets will be a 2-week-long festival featuring Halloween and harvest-themed events. beginning on Friday, October 17th, and continuing through Friday, October 31st. DOT will also host car-free events for all ages and abilities across all 5 boroughs. Programming will include live music, fun activities, interactive performances, and more. In addition to Trick or Streets, Dia de Muertos is an annual event hosted by DOT and the Mayor's Office of Immigration Affairs. As part of DOT's Open Streets program, this event is one of many taking place in the fall, also as part of the agency's Trick or Street celebration. DOT coordinates with local partners and other city agencies to make car-free spaces possible. And at this time, I'd like to thank Street Activity Permit Office, otherwise known as SAPO, the NYPD, and so many other city agencies for their help throughout this month. One last thing to mention is that, excuse me, our office also has a new DOT Manhattan Borough Commissioner. As you may remember, Ed Pinkar was DOT's Manhattan Borough Commissioner for the past several years, but he left the agency a few months ago. In the meantime, a new Manhattan Borough Commissioner was installed. Her name is Danielle Zuckerman. She comes over from DOT's Intergovernmental Division, so she's probably worked with some folks from CB12 in the past. She's been the Borough Commissioner since August, so she's still getting a little acclimated with our office, and she's still catching up on transportation issues both uptown and across the borough. But even though she's new to our division, it's still business as usual for us. So if you have any issues or concerns you want to relay over to my office, to the Borough Commissioner, it's still going to be handled the same way. No changes. So just wanted to let you know that, yes, we do have a new commissioner. And if anything, yeah, like I said, it's business as usual for us. So that's it for me, unless you have any questions or comments.
Yeah, I'll be sending an email so we can have a walkthrough with Danielle sometime later this winter. Obviously, committee members are invited, board office, and Carmen De La Rosa's office, as well as Shauna Berry's office will be invited. There's a few things we have to tackle, especially with the new administration coming in, right?
Okay, so just I guess
get ahead of that.
Okay, so just I guess general CB12 issues and locations, I guess TBD.
Yeah, it's TBD.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
Let me pass it to Jody. Jody has a list, and Jody's been very adamant about certain things, and we haven't had any follow-up from DOT. So
Hi,
Jody.
Lang, how are you?
Hi, Jody, how are you?
Good. So, I've had quite a few conversations in the last month with elected officials, and we're very concerned about several things in the area, which is south of 165. First, can you speak at all to where we are with the viaduct?
Currently, the viaduct, it's an interesting situation. So regarding the viaduct, our Bridges Division, who is overseeing the project, I'm not sure if you saw, they distributed a newsletter last week about the current status of the project. So to date, the project is 75% complete, and partial replacements of the existing steel superstructure have taken place along with other major repairs there over the past several years. As you all know, we've run into our fair share of challenges throughout the project, including COVID-related concerns and other unforeseen issues that have required redesigns or change orders, including the discovery of additional deterioration, as well as additional coordination with Amtrak on construction requirements. They also cover a large portion of the same space that we have with the viaduct. So we've had some ongoing issues with them. As of now, the city is currently in litigation with the contractor based on a few of these unforeseen issues. But the viaduct is still being maintained by DOT while conversations between DOT and our contractor continue. We also still have Valerie on site at the construction liaison office on Broadway by 158th Street. If anyone has any immediate concerns about the construction site.
Kyle, can you, I'm sorry to interrupt, can you put Valerie's contact information in the chat? And
Sure, yeah,
okay. Jody and
Getting the same information he just
that's it. That's
Lyle, what's this inning? Is this gonna be resolved this year, next year, or the year after? What's going on?
That I don't know. And like I said, now that it's pending litigation, there's not much else I can say. A lot of it is above my pay grade. We're trying, like I said, to like I said, we're having on.
We get it.
Okay, thank you, Val. Let me move on to the next one.
Sure.
back in 2023, we wrote a resolution, dealing with 165 and Riverside Drive. That's a very dangerous intersection.
Yeah.
We asked for all the things that you presented to us in your plan, but we also asked for a right-hand turn. When I spoke to you at the Grinnell meeting with Shauna Brayu 7 months ago, you said that that right-hand turn was ready to go and you were ready to present your plan to community board. We haven't had any presentation or any updates as to when you're gonna come and present that plan.
Yeah.
But really, you know, we got a lot of people that got killed down there, so we really need to move that along.
Understandable. Yeah. If ideally, the plan is to come back before the committee sometime in the next few months to have that conversation. I think with things that are happening with the viaduct, I know that we had some conversations as far as putting other projects around the viaduct area on pause. Considering what's happening at the viaduct currently, you know, I think it's a good idea. It might be worth having a conversation again about the other struggling projects, in particular 165th and Riverside. So we can definitely come back to the committee, I'd say in the next few months, hopefully before the end of the year. I think that is doable, to continue and, you know, bring those conversations up again. But yeah, you're right, Jody. I mean, we're pretty much more or less ready to go. You know, pending that presentation, you know, pending the community board support, and like I said, future conversations about the viaduct. But we can definitely see if we can put one project before the other, and have future conversations. I agree with you.
Can we sorry, Jody. Can we pencil you in for December, Lyle? Can we count on you in the presentation for December?
You can pencil that conversation in for December. And like I said, I'll definitely follow up with my colleagues. It's a project that I know rates move forward with. So I think December is doable, but I'll let you know for sure fairly soon.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Just a couple more. We have the stairs at 160, Lyle, that go between Upper Riverside and Lower Riverside. Sean has donated almost $3 million to the renovation of those stairs, and I don't know where we are with that.
I can check. Usually if it's anything with for that, like elected allocated money, that usually goes through the division within DOT, ideally our capital folks. I can check with them to see if they have any word on where that funding is. And I can get back to you. So you said $3 million for the staircase. I know we're talking about the one between both Riversides on 160th. Okay.
Yeah, and that was over a year ago, and I know Steve Simon did some work on it. So it's a funky area there between you and Parks. So just if you can get back to us on that too, because I'd really like to move that project along. The stairs are dangerous.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, and then the other two things we have two promises in writing from Ed Pinkard. One was to have lights around the Rocky Run Dog Park. And I understand that's now been delayed. We started this project in 2013 when there was assault in that area. It's a dark, dangerous area. It was promised for 2025, and now I really don't know where we are.
Yeah, I know we've had some conversations about that in the past. I'm gonna check in with our street lighting folks to see where we stand. I know there've been a couple of delays, but yeah, I can check in with them. It's been a while since we've spoken about that, so I'll see what I can get for you as far as an update.
Just know that it keeps coming up, and we keep getting DOT postponing it. But there are promises in writing for those lights by DOT. It was Ed Pinkard with the letter, and the other promise that we got from Ed Pinkard in writing was that we would have the 158th Street 6-point intersection. Upgrades to the northern side of that intersection to include ADA improvements, handicap ramping on that northern side, as well as the island there was supposed to be enlarged in order to allow pedestrians and handicapped people to actually congregate there when they can't get across the intersection. And I heard nothing, and nothing's been done. And that was promised at least a year ago as well.
Yeah, I have to follow up with our pedestrian projects group to see where we stand with that. You're right, we've had conversations in the past as far as the intersection and there are some upgrades promised for that location. I'll check in with my colleagues in our pedestrian projects group to see where we are, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, and then just so that you know, the resolution for that intersection was written almost a year ago by Bruce and Jim Berlin. And we have also, 6 months ago at the Grinnell meeting, we sent you a proposed study that we put together, and we've heard nothing in the last 7 months about that either.
Yeah, we're gonna revisit those conversations. I'd say in a little bit. We haven't forgotten, as far as that meeting with the council member, and the committee and the residents in that area. There are some conversations that we do have to follow up with you on. Those conversations will happen. I just give us some time. But yes, we will be coming back to the community board to have those follow-up conversations.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have given you time. We've given you a lot of time, and we're just constantly hearing the same thing. So I'm frustrated, and I think the community is very frustrated. And I'm not gonna let it go.
I understand, nor should you. Noted. I hear you. I'll see if I can kind of nudge some folks along for you. Yeah, I got you. No
I'll
problem.
send an email to
Yes,
you,
absolutely.
to seeing
Yeah.
Leo on all of these things so that we, keep it in the forefront and it doesn't get lost.
That's fine. That's no problem. I encourage you to do that actually. So, yeah, anytime you want to send an email to me, if you want to go through Leo or send it to me directly, that's no problem. Like I said, we can revisit those conversations.
Yeah, I'll
Like
let
I said, we
Leo
haven't forgotten.
decide.
We'll forward it. What we'll do is we'll go back to the emails that you sent me that I've sent DOT. So
Okay,
there's a paper trails there.
Okay.
It shows the time that we've.
thank you,
We
thank
follow
you.
No
I'm gonna
problem.
send you a laundry list of things. There's other topics we have to touch upon. I haven't been able to touch bases with you as of recent, but you'll receive a few things from me in anticipation for our next meeting. We'll
Sure.
discuss past resolutions that haven't been addressed, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. And Leo, I agree with you. I think that we can put aside some time in the next week or so to the follow-up conversation. It's been a while since you and I have spoken. So
I
yeah,
know I bothered, but not too bad.
yeah. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, we definitely need to catch up. So yeah, I'll be in touch, and like I said, we can definitely put some dates and times in the calendar and see what works best for both of us to the follow-up conversation. I agree. It's been a while.
Well, I want to introduce you again to Noemi. She is now the vice chair of the committee. Carmen went on to bigger and better things, but Noemi will have my back. So I'll be adding her to email. If I don't respond, she's pretty good at writing emails. She's actually really
Perfect.
good.
Thank you. Like I said, I'll put my information in the chat. And if you can give me her information, like I said, we can definitely connect and keep in contact that way. No problem.
When do I get to talk?
Yeah, Jim, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. I was very impressed by the Open Streets event, or whatever you want to call it, on Broadway. It was like massive. But there were police everywhere directing traffic. And I understand that it's the police who direct traffic, but and I've mentioned this to you before, and I'm just going to ask for your help, or maybe your department's help, or maybe even your borough commissioner and commissioner's help. Anytime things go wrong on the George Washington Bridge, we basically have gridlock around here, and nothing is done. The police, I would even think they would see the traffic, Broadway backed up from their precinct house, but there's never anyone directing traffic. And that can be really dangerous because when there's gridlock, emergency vehicles, ambulances, fire engines can't move. I'll probably actually go visit our, public safety committee because it's just an outrageous situation. But insofar as it does involve streets, although you don't, do the enforcement, maybe your commissioner could reach out to his colleagues and stuff. Because for a while, the funding may have even come from one of our local council people or something, they actually had, the police, the people who direct traffic at the entrance to the George Washington Bridge when there were problems. But of course it cost money and then it went away. But again, it's really terrible. So, and I do again congratulate you that those Broadway things are just massive. And I just walk down Broadway in the middle of the street. It's so much fun. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, we had I think you're referring to Summer Streets. We had
Summer
a couple
Streets,
of
right? Yeah, it
yeah,
was
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, we had a few Summer Streets events during the month of August, 3 weekends out of the year. And as you mentioned, we essentially took over Broadway and a few other streets throughout Manhattan, and essentially had car-free activities, and quite the unique list of events, particularly on Broadway. But it was a lot of fun. It's gotten rave reviews, and it's something that we hope to do over and over again in the future. But glad to hear that you had a good time and that was successful.
All right, Loud, don't go too far. Next agenda item. Maybe you can give some input. So I took a visit to 207th Street and 9th Avenue this past weekend. As you guys know, a bunch of developments went up. But that is a very busy commercial quarter coming into our area. Obviously, the traffic is ridiculous at the end because of the bridge. It's also a major transportation hub. The train, the buses are there. And you're gonna add about, I want to say, over 1,000 units in that 4-corner radius or 3-corner radius. That being said, traffic and parking will be a nightmare, as it already is everywhere in our district, but specifically that area. So speaking to residents, speaking to Ponce Bank, who gave me good input, speaking to other business owners, concluded that we should probably look for a solution before it gets bad. Right now, they're not at full capacity. A lot of people haven't moved in, but it's in the works. And without parking meters in that area, you'll have people leaving their cars overnight, leaving them for weeks idle, and it's gonna cause the same issue you have everywhere else in the district. So after much conversation with DOT, and that's why Ponce is here. So Alfonso is a business owner in the areas here. We want to propose to put parking meters in that area. Obviously, it works, till 7 p.m., 9 p.m., whenever the business is closed. So you have parking for residents after business hours. During the day, no car should be parked there throughout the full day without giving access to other people, right? If they have people who come from out of the area or from across the bridge or people who drive, you want to make sure that you want to ensure you have some type of parking spaces available. So that's where this next agenda item is going. I'm proposing, and Lyle, I know that we have to pass the resolution for this, but to install parking meters from 207th 9th Avenue up to the bus stop, which goes towards the one train. You need about 150 feet clearance for the bus pad, but throughout that, and then wrap around going on 9th Avenue. Yes.
That's nice. Okay.
Used.
Yeah, so that's another issue. We saw the bus lane, once it comes onto past the bridge.
Right.
It goes towards the bus stop past all of that. So it's not necessarily being used in that lane.
Right, so there's a whole lane that's empty.
Yeah, it's empty. People will end up parking there eventually, illegally parking. We want to get ahead of that before everybody moves in. Some commercial businesses are there, not all. The People's Theater will be there as well. There's a lot going on in that area. So we want to get ahead of it. I just think we need to do right by our community, our businesses coming into area, doing good for our community, and then the people who frequent these businesses. So I'm proposing parking meters, 9th Avenue, from 207 going to the bus stop. Obviously not at the bus stop, we need about 150 feet clearance for the bus pad. And then on 9th Avenue, where the beer warehouse is and other business, no standing. Because what ends up happening is Beer Depot, the supermarket, a bunch of these businesses are there. When they have delivery drop-offs, you have people parked or double parked. Now you have these trucks blocking the way, and it just becomes a nightmare. I was there on Saturday, and it was a headache just to watch it visibly. It's a pretty visually, it's a headache. So I want to get ahead of this now, before you have the influx of people moving in, residents moving in, and obviously, the patrons that go to these businesses, we want to make sure that they have some spots. Calculating, it's about 6-7 spots in front of the businesses. The no standing is very important going the other direction. I think that when you have delivery trucks, these big trucks, double parked, it takes too much space So I'm proposing parking meters on 9th Avenue, on 207th, and then on the other direction between 207th and I want to say 204th, no standing. At least during the day I know, and now you can correct me, there's truck unloading or truck loading from a certain time. I think it's from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We do something though to alleviate, there's a school nearby, right? So it's a very busy area and.
You spoke.
So, yeah. Oh,
Owner, right?
Yeah, I spoke to him in the past.
So I think maybe we want to go up there, or you want to go up there, we'll go up there with you.
Yeah.
Because he's got another idea about moving the sidewalk in a little bit.
So, yes. So I spoke with him this past weekend and we came to an accord where certain things we can do, we cannot do for obviously for our community. So I think the no standing kind of works best for him. It allows him to unload, get his merchandise out of the way, and then his trucks they're not there past 11 a.m. daily. So you'll alleviate that. When you have double parking and the trucks there, now it becomes a headache because they have to come back in and move it. The police are coming by. It's an issue. So I did speak to him. I did speak to the owner. Yeah, it's and it's gonna get worse.
We were there today, it's like.
Yeah, it's nonstop. It's gonna get worse. So let's get ahead of it as a committee, as a board, so that down the line we don't have that issue. Especially if we have about 1,000 units there and more, I think it is. So yeah, the resolution would be, and again, I'll work on this. Meters, 207 between 9th and 10th, up to about the bus pad, 150 feet. And then the other direction between 207 to 204th on 9th Avenue, no standing. Just to. Oh, yes, I would like for you guys to.
About 9th Avenue between 207th North, and it's a dead end street, but I don't know what, if anything, was being reserved for there.
Yeah, so we would tackle down and it will cover around the radius of the course.
This will be like the L.
Yeah, it'll be the L, yeah. So because there's only like 3 or 4 spaces to begin with.
Right, but we had people there overnight, last night, it's this morning.
And it was a
we
headache.
couldn't even, we went out and we got a permit so we can have that part of the street and have our event, and there was nothing we can do because people were there from the night before.
I don't, yeah.
So it made it difficult for us to do what we need to do, even just to deliver.
Yeah, it's a headache.
Into the branch.
Yeah, so again, that's pretty much the gist of it. You guys want to go to vote? Anybody has any suggestions, any comments? Lyle, do you have any input? I know we would have to write the reso, get it passed through the board, and then it goes to DOT, and then you guys act after, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, I want to think like this. Paul said like to go to the communities from 7 to 9 or 10.
Mhm.
Because the loading comes from 7 to 10 and then people go park.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happens is, like you said, they stay for 2-3 days, there's no street cleaning.
Yeah.
So people can leave a car for month. I
Mhm.
mean, actually, people are leaving.
People do it. People do it.
There,
Mhm.
it takes us 20 phone calls even to get that car out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
So they block, so all we need is just, we work with the community, but we wanna make sure that they don't take the parking for weeks.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then block, you see what?
No, yeah,
happens?
it's a headache. They blocked, when we were there, they blocked the entrance to the parking lot, to the customer parking lot. Somebody had a car just. So it becomes a huge issue. Obviously, NYPD has to do some enforcement.
Yeah.
That's another story
Is
for
there
another
parking
day.
in those new buildings that are-
They have some parking,
But it's not enough.
but it's not enough for the amount of units and the
You
commercial.
got 2,000 units.
They have Ponce, there's a Crunch coming there, there's Montefiore will have a space there. It's gonna,
It's gonna at least from 10 to 4, right, like the branch.
yeah, it's gonna be a headache.
For the customers to come
Yeah.
and do business and then leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think when
Yeah,
you put meter there, you encourage people to move.
That whole area
To
needs
move.
to be road mapped with DOT.
We were supposed to work on that. I don't know when that's gonna happen,
Did
but
the
yeah.
developer plan on anything?
So because of regulations, I'm not gonna go too deep. You're allotted a certain amount. That's just the reality. So you build 1,000 units, but out of that, I think it's like a small percentage that you're, because again, permits and just.
Yeah.
So it becomes a headache for the developers, and then they try their best to work with us. So I'd rather we put meters there
Yeah.
than just kind of leave it for a free fall, because then we're gonna be hearing from Ponce, from businesses, and I get enough complaints to begin with. I'm trying to stay friendly with everyone.
You don't want to get that again. That's.
So, Lau, do you have anything to say? Jim?
I just wanna
Joel,
comment on
go ahead,
something.
Joel.
Thank you, Leo. So yeah, I'm looking at the resolution that you guys are proposing, and I want to just champion it and support it because not only just Ponce Bank, but there's going to be tons of commercial traffic there. So there is, I think, 4 on one side, and I know you were mentioning that, Leo, and then there's, I think, 4 or 5, and then you got the People's Theaters project on
Yeah,
9th Avenue. So I want you guys to, vote in favor of this, and I champion this resolution just to relieve the clients, the business, not
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
business owners, but also the business clients that are going to be looking for parking to, be patrons of these establishments. So especially Ponce Bank, they just opened, and the Crunch Fitness that is eventually going to open further down in 207. So I urge you guys to vote in support of this.
Thank you, Joe. Lyle, do you have anything to say? If not, we'll move on to
Yeah.
voters.
Yeah, just real quick, I just wanted to I guess just piggyback what you were saying, Leo, as far as the community board sending a resolution over to DOT for our review. We can definitely take your comments and considerations under advisement. We have a parking meter division within DOT that can definitely follow up. You took that out of my mouth as far as the commercial situation. Yeah, usually we put parking meters in commercial areas just to encourage, more turnover of those cars. And yeah, that area by 207th and the bridge by 9th Avenue, yeah, it's only going to get more congested as more folks move in and the area gets more populated. I was going to say, I think you're right, we did install, if I'm not mistaken, we installed no standing on 9th Avenue a few years ago, I think on both sides, like by the beer distributor. We've had some conversations with them in the past because of the loading situation. And we've had walkthroughs, with 34th, because we've gotten a lot of complaints as far as just how 9th Avenue operates, just during the day, from 204th pretty much to 207th. So if it might not be the worst idea to have another walkthrough of that area, in the near future, just to kind of, see what's going on for ourselves. And possibly bring NYPD, again, just to kind of put some things on their radar. I can probably bring, a few of my colleagues from DOT, just to kind of have these conversations on site. But yeah, I think it's a good idea for the community board to kind of try to get ahead of this before it gets a little more crazy up there, especially since 207th in that area and 9th Avenue is so narrow. And it's something that I think we need to kind of put again on the radar of the precinct, especially when it comes to the beer distributors, because between them and the supermarkets, like I said, we've gotten some complaints over the years as far as just those trucks just kind of lingering on 9th Avenue for a while. Sometimes even extended past the hours that we have for the loading zones. And we've tried to be as accommodating as we can be, as far as the hours and the flexibility, because we know how narrow 9th is and how the street works. But yeah, we definitely do need some buy-in from the precinct and from those business owners to be better neighbors in order for traffic and congestion to flow that much better. But yeah, like I said, we can put it in the calendar and do a site visit up there. It might not be the worst idea, just to kind of see how it's operating. I haven't been up there for a while, so I like to kind of see what it's like, especially since everything's kind of wrapping up, with the large building. So, like I said, we can, set some dates and times aside and, take a walk up there and, just have these conversations on site if that works for you guys.
Yeah, we can definitely set something up for November. We'll invite
Yeah.
Ponce Bank. We'll invite some of the other businesses there. Paul and Alfonso that have businesses there, and committee, obviously the community board. If you could bring the new commissioner, it's a very, very busy corridor. It's very busy.
Oh yeah,
And
we're
it's
aware. So
gonna get busy.
yeah,
In order
whatever we
to
can do to
avoid
help.
any headaches, we rather get ahead of it now. So I agree, Lyle. We'll
Understand.
plan for a walkthrough soon. And with that being said, I move to vote on this, so we can just kind of
Yes,
progress.
I motion, we
Right.
get on
A
this.
second motion by Bruce, second by Noemi. All right, so we'll just make it easier. The committee side, Robin and Jim, I'll ask you as well. This side, everybody votes yes to pass a reso.
Could you read the be it resolved? Because I don't think I got the resolution.
I'm sorry?
Read the be it resolved, because I don't think I ever saw the
No,
resolution.
we don't have a reso yet. I have to draft one and I'll
Oh,
probably
I
rework it
see.
again.
So
Yeah,
just,
but
so you basically, because I'm looking, this is just south of where the new buildings are, right? and it's
Yes.
crazy there.
Right in the
Yes,
middle of it.
it's right in the middle of it, yeah.
Right,
crazy.
but it's all, there's just some old buildings there too, right? Yeah, and it's
No,
crazy, and we want
no,
them to fix,
that's where all the new developments are, so
right,
that's
and
right
we
before
want
the
them to
bridge.
fix up the crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Okay,
what do they call it? The North Cove Zone?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what's it called, yeah, but
It's a
you know
big
more.
area, Jim. It's gonna be crazy because the apartments are empty now. Once they're filled, man, watch out.
Yeah, I think one
no,
building.
I'm looking at a
Come off
rendering
inside.
on Google Maps, so I have to go up there, it's amazing, it's gigantic.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful, it's beautiful.
beautiful.
They did a really
Yeah.
good job.
But it's empty and the traffic is bad.
But they're expected to be at least 50% capacity within the second quarter of 2026,
Look at that,
which
a lot of
50%
beer.
capacity is a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go on a trip there on the subway,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's,
Okay, they're gonna open.
and that's one building.
Yeah, that's one
One
building.
building.
No, my building's 170, and then the other building is 180. It's like 300 tenants, but then they're gonna open up the 100% affordable.
Yeah, it's 100% affordable
That's
unit.
coming up
across from you guys.
in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna start.
There'll be
opening
100,000 applications for it.
Yeah, alright.
There were
None of us for us, but
1,000 applications to be
Yeah,
live.
it's not,
75.
it's not like the rest of the neighborhood, is it?
yeah, no. All right, sorry, because we have two very, very interesting topics to talk about. So again, move to vote. Yes on this end. Jim, Robin.
I am in favor.
Yes.
So committee in favor. Joel as the board member.
Yes.
Joel, yes. And then we'll ask you guys for formality. Do you guys support the resolution for meters and no standing in the area? Yes, so we have 4 people. All right. All right. So this resolution passes in the committee. I will draft it and we'll present it in front of the board. I don't think we should have an issue with it. And then we'll follow up with DOT afterwards to make sure that they set things in place. All right? Cool. Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are good to go. We'll visit. We'll visit. No, we'll visit.
You've had a long day.
Thank you guys for coming. We love seeing guests. So.
It's a great party.
Yeah. I got an invite, I just couldn't make it.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's a great.
All right, guys. So
Can't wait.
we have we're gonna move on with the agenda. Thank you, Kim and Wanda. Thank you for joining Alfonso as well. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So we know we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you guys. We'll be in contact. All right.
Congratulations, you got it open.
Thank you so much.
All right, so moving on with the agenda, this will be a lengthy discussion, but we're trying to limit it. Obviously, so every month, I mentioned the last month, every year, we review applications for cold street naming. We do it twice a year, we do it in April and October. At this point, we didn't have any applications this month. We were supposed to get 2 of the returning ones from April, but since we never had, and I don't think it was fair to them, we never had a chance to really discuss the guidelines and how we would amend it or what we would change. I didn't think it would be fair to them to resubmit everything, come and then just get the same response from us. So I told them to wait it out till April. By that time, one of them should have the actual requirement. They should have the time requirement. The other one won't, but hopefully we're able to address it today at this meeting. For Noemi and Ty, you guys are new, so you probably have not delved in this. You have one? So there's a few things. So I'll give you some context. When they came last, 2 applications came with 3 total. One of them passed at the board, so shout out to you guys for voting on it. The other 2 we rejected at the committee. We didn't reject, we just told them to withdraw and come back. The reason we did is there's certain requirements that they did not adhere to. One of the main ones, so we had one of the candidates, he was a young kid that passed away, some type of illness, very sad. His mom advocated for cold street naming on 187th and Pinus, so 187 Cabrini.
Yeah.
We discussed, we all gave our opinions. He came with school principal. The kid was a good kid. He was an outstanding kid, very good role model to his peers. But he didn't have the time. So part of our guidelines state that you should have had at least 10 years of minimum community service. The kid passed away at 15. He started doing community service at 5. I added that. Also, part of our guidelines, you're supposed to have passed away within 5 years, I think it is.
Yeah, 5.
5 years. And both of the candidates, Donetta Riley, which was a teacher in our area who,
Whereas about 3 years.
yeah, had about 3 years, and the kid I think had almost 2 years, something
Yeah.
like that. So just a couple things we wanted to discuss just to kind of carry on with the times so that when we have these situations, we can ensure that we're giving everybody a fair try.
Mhm.
That being said, there's a process to this. So this comes to the board, we review the application goes to the committee, then goes to the general board, we vote on it. Then it goes to city council. City council also has their own guidelines. So partially, we want to ensure, not partially, it should be fully, we want to ensure that our guidelines mirror theirs. At the end of the day, it doesn't do anyone right that we pass it here, and then when they go to community, to the council, city council, they review it, and it just doesn't, we rather take care of it at this level so that we're setting the expectations to anybody that comes, and then if it gets there, it's more compliance, I guess. So yeah, I want to review this. I know that we had certain comments. If you guys want to jump in, I think that we should amend a portion to reflect if you don't have certain requirements because of age. I don't think we should dismiss the minimum 10-year requirement. I think if it's an honor to carry your name or to have someone's name on our blocks, it represents our community. So we don't want to just give it to anyone. But again, if it's a kid and they've done something to have impact, we also cannot hold them to the same standard because of their age.
Can
Yeah,
I just
Jody.
comment? When I did look at this pretty closely at one point, and I think, what I realized is that there is one beautiful sentence in here. And, it really covers all of that. Because it basically says, ultimately, it's the third paragraph down, and it's the last sentence where it says the board may also, in its discretion, grant a naming where the proponent sets forth a rationale which, although not falling precisely within these guidelines, demonstrates extraordinary and highly acclaimed accomplishments or involved linked to the board in some way. So I think that what I found with the guidelines is that they were really long and somewhat redundant. And therefore, I think as new members, like I was, I think we wanted this kid to get it. And if I had known that little sentence there, I think we would have been able to have approved it. And I don't know that we really need to do that much with the guidelines. I think they were beautifully read, but other than maybe just ensure that we're not just repeating because I found that we have guidelines that we give to them and we have guidelines that we give to us. And the only thing that I think is really important is to make sure that these guidelines are consistent with the council guidelines. And I just don't know what the council guidelines are, because these are pretty nice guidelines.
Yeah, they're pretty short.
But I don't, if the council, if we use this sentence at times and say, okay, this kid and approve this kid, and then the council doesn't have this discretion in their guidelines, then we are sending them.
And then they cannot reapply for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the other.
Yeah, so that's my comment.
Now, that's pretty good, Jody. Thank you because that kind of breaks it down. We could have made, not an exception, but we could have taken other things into consideration.
And have approved it, but like you said, sending it on to council and then not having them approve it is. So I think, if there's some way we can get the council's guidelines, I think it's really important to see those.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest, we just mirror whatever they do, and they'll put that out in the community, because that's ultimately the filter that applies.
Sir, I want to just reiterate my old point. And so, and that'll lead to the new point. So my thought was that 10-year rule can be done by, okay, that'll be your foundation for your everything else, right? So I don't know how ironclad it is, of course, I'm a new unit, I don't or you know, certainly no clerk of house. But it would seem to me that that would be a compromise, that if somebody came and applied, say, here's this beautiful kid, right? And we would love to have a street name, and then you could say to the guidelines, for the guidelines, absolutely, we want you. Guidelines say that you have to have a 10-year span of it. So at that point, if you want the street name, which should like theoretically last forever, greatest city in the world, and you know, you see street names and therefore, you know, like I was blanking on his first name, but I think it's like Leo Walters, Barbara Walters' father, but he owned a club, and everyone went there. And also Alex Rose, who was like the heavy of New York politics for like 15 years. So it's like, and that leads to the second point. So the second real point is we really need somebody to look at who the council passes, right? Like for the last 5 years, and just see, are they people that everybody knows? If they're people that everybody knows, then if you have somebody who's like outside those guidelines that nobody knows, and it still says within that guideline, it has to be extraordinary to leap. Then if it's somebody no one knows, there's somebody that would have to physically go there and present the case in a compelling way to get them to vote for it. So one way, and I still think it's a good idea, is that then you come to them and say, the future is your 10 years. You come back to us, you have a foundation in the kid's name, they had videos and all these things. There's like,
So
people wrote songs about these kids, so that carries forward.
So going to your point, that's what Councilmember De La Rosa told the parent, that what she recommended is take a couple years out, start a foundation.
Yeah.
Baseball, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Build that legacy, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're gonna advocate for your child, you're gonna advocate for your child. Build the legacy, then come to us. Because now we have criteria, right? Now we have something to really go off.
Yeah.
So I think somehow, some way they're written the guidelines, maybe we should condense it and make it clearer.
The question is, what is the threshold of somebody who deserves to be honored to the extent of a street code naming?
Right, and I don't want to butt in, but that was my second point. You gotta see who's got in the last 10
Yeah.
years. And have somebody, I know it's probably not you, because you guys are overworked, and ain't me either, 'cause I'm like, but you know.
Somebody's got to pay attention to hands that are up on the
No,
internet.
Jim, we got you. No, I mean,
You know, you're just all talking back and forth, and I'm sitting here and watching. And I have a lot
We'll
to
be with
say
you in a
also.
second, Jim.
Jim, I didn't notice that you put your hand up because it was still up from the first time. Sorry about that.
No, I lowered it and I raised it again.
Okay.
We'll get to you, Jim. Go ahead, Bruce.
I defer to Jim.
Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. Now, what is this 10 years about? You have to be dead for 10 years?
No, you have to have a minimum of 10 years community involvement.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, several things. Number one, the stuff that's already there, it talks about the board can do something in its discretion, but it's the committee that starts the task. So at the very least, we should say the committee and the board, because that makes it clearer. And of course, as was pointed out, if we, had actually stared at this strange language, earlier, we might have been able to do more than we did. So that's one piece of it. The other thing is that and then we, because we want the 10 years of service, and we could say unless that's physically impossible. Okay, so if you didn't last that long and you did it for 8 years, so that would not really change the guidelines, except for extraordinary people who die early. So that we that's just simple mathematics. And 10 years, unless that time was not possible, or we could even say because the person demised sooner than that. Okay, we could add those words.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to add.
Okay. I'm seeing in the paragraph or the sentence that you mentioned, Jody, we might have to make changes where it says highly acclaimed accomplishment or involvement linked to CB12 to the overall city. The kid had no involvement directly in our community.
Right, but it says or involvement linked to the CB12.
I would change CB12 and just New York City. Just to
Yeah.
just to cover ourselves,
My,
avoid any.
my thought would be, and I know I'm going back and forth,
It's not bad.
but,
I'm sorry, it should be somebody in Washington Heights or in.
So I argued that
Just
point,
12.
I argued that point, with the coach, I forgot his name, man, Coach Billy.
With the basketball.
Yeah, cause his involvement,
He was in Harlem, I know.
yeah, it was in
But he
Harlem.
lived in
Yeah,
Washington.
he lived in
Heights,
Harlem, yeah.
And he operated all over the place, so we considered him to be part of.
Yeah, to be
12.
part of, yeah.
Go ahead, Jordan, I'm sorry.
I mean, in my approach to this would actually be, I don't think we can do anything really on making these changes until we look at the
The
council,
council members?
you know, because I also have, you know, we're supposed to get, you know, the person is supposed to get 150 names.
Yeah.
And the majority of whom reside, they have to be within a 2-block radius
Of where they're trying to
of
put
where
them.
they live or whatever. I mean, none of us would qualify. Jim Berlin
Well-
probably wouldn't qualify.
Well,
Mary,
the 150,
a lot of the 150 names would be in the community that you have worked.
ironically, so it has to be minimum 150 names within the radius of where you're trying to name the
Right.
street. So it's not necessarily where you live, it's just, for example, you live around the 160s, but if you wanna go to Dykeman and, you know, not you, but
Be
your
able to
husband
go-
to me.
You know, my point is that the co-naming is, you know, about what Mary has done for her entire time here at the community board. And so now she has to get 150 names within a 2-block radius of where she lives.
I understand what
She
you're saying.
could be able.
Should be able to,
get
from the
150
community.
names from the Community.
Yeah, I agree with
which
that.
she
I understand that.
Supported, which her efforts supported making the community a better place.
I understand that.
Is my.
Versus
my
just
feeling.
in that, because if they don't have ties to that specific location,
Yeah, you may have just moved.
yeah,
there.
move there, yeah, exactly, yeah, I get it.
And.
It's harder
Jim,
than where you
Jim,
actually have impact.
You know, just may, you know. Look at what he's done from a community over the however many years.
100 years, right, Jim?
And 150 names should represent what he's in the community,
I agree.
is my opinion.
I agree with
Jim, do you still have your hand up?
No, this is a new hand on this very topic.
Let's allow Bruce. Bruce has been raising his hand for a while.
Comment, CB9 is going through this with the co-naming for April Tyler, who I knew personally, who passed away, and she was on the housing, she was chair of their housing committee for many, many years. She did a lot of great work for affordable housing with HPD and HDFCs and so forth. And they're having a hard time getting 150 names in the immediate location of 138th in Amsterdam. And they were out there last Saturday trying to get names, and they have a bunch online like me, but I'm not a resident of CB9. So this is a common problem, apparently. And they're gonna get the names. I know they will, but it's just gonna take.
It's gonna take a while. I agree. That's something I think we should amend. It should be community within
And
CB12.
now it's my turn.
Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. What I suggest, well, the reason we had the 150 names for, you know, right there is we don't want to put up a memorial plaque, you know, a street renaming, co-naming, and the people go, who the hell's that? And that's actually happened a few times. Now, what we could do is take this number 150 and make part of it people from the immediate area and then the rest of them from the rest of the district. So we'd have 2 numbers, so you wouldn't need quite that many people. But again, if you can't get 10 people who know, you know, who live there, who have any idea who this person was, then maybe that's not the right corner. Maybe there's a better corner someplace.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was gonna point that out as well. It's courtesy to the people that live near that street associated with that individual that they have a say. In particular, but I like the idea of 2 numbers. Like there's a number for the district as a whole, you have to get signatures, and then there's a number for the immediate vicinity of the street.
So maybe we'll have another
So
discussion.
you can make it a quarter, you can make 10%, it sounds a little chintzy, you know?
We're gonna continue this discussion because I plan in December to really amend it and bring it to exec so that we're prepared for the next.
I bet you that's a city council number.
So, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reach out to Carmen De La Rosa's office, sit down with her, pull the requirements so we can discuss further in December. And then December we'll work towards ratifying something.
Yeah.
quick stuff. So I get the 150 because you're naming a specific place. So maybe we're just being over generous. It's the street name. And
See, that's,
but
No, I like what you're saying.
So now the next point is this Alex Rose guy. Who the hell knows who Alex Rose is? So no matter, or Lou Walters, right? No matter how great you are. Maybe this
I
needs to
think
be a-
my hand is up, by the way.
Well, I got one more point too, and so the third point is the real politic point. Person that's gonna put this through and get the other council members to vote on it is our council member. And so she suggested something, and she's kind of saying that that 10-year thing is something she wants. I think it has to be whatever Carmen De La Rosa, because we all trust her, we trust her, even if she's not our council member, going forward, that's the person that's gonna, everyone's gonna ask her, should I vote for this? And she has to be sold that that person is worthy of this specific place and this legacy, where there's many other legacies, doesn't have to be a street name. And if she thinks 10 years, and I think I agree with 10 years, and it could just be in the future, if you demise, you get 10 years. If you don't do it, then you don't get a street name in New York City. Like Lindenwell Miranda is gonna get a street name, and Fred Sofa is not.
Yeah, Leo.
Not with that.
I have other legacies, I don't need a street name.
See, So it's a very fine line. I think we do have to go with city council guidelines, but I don't disagree with Fred, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to go back. If not, if we loosen our requirements, we'll have 30 applications.
Yeah.
Every time we have to discuss this. And again, I do think everybody has a legacy. We should honor and celebrate it. But I don't think everybody deserves to have a name up there.
Then my feeling is that we have to tighten them up even more.
Yeah,
But I think that first, even
Let-
if I can help in any way. I'm
yeah,
happy to help, yeah.
let's take a look, because we could talk to Sean Berry as well. Hey,
Yeah.
so we'll
Gotta stand up.
go ahead, Jim.
Okay.
Jim and then Peter, we'll allow Peter a couple, 2 minutes. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I agree with all of you, you know, it's foolish for our requirements to be weaker than those of the city council because we're just fooling people. And it's just wrong. So that's number one. Number two, as to who the hell was Alex Rose, there was this wonderful political party that near its end became corrupted. It was called the Liberal Party of the state of New York. And for decades, it did wonderful things. And then, of course, when that one family got a hold of it, it turned into trash. But so that's who Alex Rose was. He founded the Liberal Party of the state of New York. And he should definitely have.
Yeah, I
appointed.
didn't realize.
I had to look it up on Wikipedia.
All right, Peter, and then we'll close off on this topic. Let me just allow. Go ahead, Peter.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, I only have a procedural note is that when the street naming stuff happens in October and April, that it is at the end of the meetings because we don't get to actual agenda items that the entire community board cares about. Not to say that the street naming is not important, but usually the things that impact people's day-to-day lives, like safety measures and MTA updates and all things like that, like the October meeting, the April meeting was like a total mess and ran until like almost 11 p.m. So like that's my only note is that it can be, if it could be done at the end of the community board meetings, that'd be great.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. We'll take that into consideration. The reality is that everything is situational. Like this month we had nothing. April we had 3. So we'll take it as we go. I would love to just leave it at the end of the meeting, but that would mean that you guys leave and we're here till 12 a.m. and I don't want to be here till midnight. So
It's hard, there's so many layers.
yeah, but we'll discuss this again in December. November's meeting, I want to ensure that we tackle a lot of the resolutions we passed to hold people accountable. So that's what we're focusing on November. So saying it right now, come prepared. Because Lyle from DOT, MTA, and whoever else we have to address, we'll be coming for them. But moving forward, we'll consider what Peter said. And I think we just have to touch bases with Sean Abreu and Carmen De La Rosa, the council members, to kind of see what's going on with their guidelines, see if it mirrors ours or how we can tweak it to mirror theirs, and then we can fine tune it to, I guess, reflect our community specifically, our situations that come in. All right, I just wanted to bring this back up because this month was supposed to be co-street naming. We didn't have anything, and I think from the last meeting, people kind of were turned off by us We're gonna be really honest. So we'll be discussing it again in December.
Okay.
And hopefully in December, we could amend or remove certain things, or we might leave it like that, but ratify so that it goes to exec, and then for the next cycle, we're on the same page and we can carry accordingly. All right? So we'll move on. And we're almost done, actually. We're gonna discuss capital and expense budgets for fiscal year 2027. Which hopefully we get it done within the next 45 minutes. So a note, and Jim was on the last exec with me as well. Mary was in the last executive board committee meeting with me as well. The direction is that we don't, and it makes a lot of sense, we don't want to keep certain things that we've had there for many years. Just because it becomes repetitive and then they kind of sweep it under the rug. So we want to ensure that anything we put here can actually get done. And if they have been done by the agencies, we can remove. So I'll start with that. The reason being, I'm not specifically saying our committee, but I know that in the past, and it was highlighted by the Chair Catherine Diaz and a few other people at our at the exec committee board meeting, that we tend to put out the same items and nobody pays attention to them. So are we really doing anything to? No, we're not.
We have the same problem.
Yeah, we have, that's also
They
true.
don't get fixed.
So I think that we should put our thinking caps and kind of think as the agencies, right? And kind of be real as the agencies, as DOT, as DEP, the agency we deal directly with. Again, because if we're gonna put stuff out there, we want to ensure that it gets done. Jody went through a list of things that we've either passed a resolution or have discussed or have gotten verbal or written confirmation, and they haven't done anything with it.
Let's use hers.
So we can use a few of those things, yeah. If it's a capital project that they need money, we should add it to it. We should go through our list and remove anything that they might have worked on. For example, they started doing ADA upgrades to certain lines, and we've learned from MTA.
We have one of those. 158.
Yeah, 150, exactly. So we've learned
Funny thing?
the mitigation, flood mitigation. Yeah. But we learned, for example, 207, it's gonna get a elevator. We could remove that off our list. We don't need to keep it there. Cause there's certain,
Oh, it's gonna get one?
yeah, the MTA with their budget, capital expense budget.
Upstairs.
Yeah, for 25, 20. Yeah. So they're going, when it's supposed to be within this cycle. I'm not sure when. It can start next month, it can start a few years, but it's what they allotted or what they put into their expenses for 2025 to 2029. So there's certain ones that we can kind of eliminate and say, you know what, they're working on it, or that's something that we know that they're gonna target in the future. We should just remove it so that the 4 or 5 items, and that's another thing, but we wanna highlight 4 or 5 items we wanna tackle. We don't wanna give them a list of 20 things. The reality is that they're not going to, no, they're not, but they don't give certain money to certain things. That's just the truth. The other thing is we have to be very specific. And I think in the past we haven't been. I know you, Jody, Bruce, Jim, you guys are very specific in your areas of certain things that you need improved. The rest of us have to do a bit better with that. So whenever we highlight something or we put it on our list, we want to be as specific as possible. Bruce, then Jim.
Well, we already have 158th Street.
Yeah, that stays.
That's number 2, our number 2 priority.
Yeah, that stays.
So I'd say we just add a couple more of Jody's and what do you rehabilitate 168th Street? What does that mean? It's already been rehabilitated.
So that's what I'm saying. We have certain things there that we should have had because it's already there. Yeah, it's already there.
Page 2, down the bottom, TNT.
It's already there.
Yeah. 207, it's already there. You said they're gonna do that?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna put the elevator, so we take that out and put it.
On the one train, yep.
I'm done. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, I agree that, well, okay. If we really know they're gonna do it, then we should take it out because we know they're gonna do it. But the other side of the story is sometimes, they don't want to do it, but we really want it, and we're gonna keep on yelling about it, and then, because we really want it. And, maybe someday they'll change their mind. So you know, I agree that we have to have maybe a more active list, but like I said, we don't really delete things until we're sure they're gonna do it. And the other piece of it is, if they're reluctant to do something, if we really think it's this really important thing, then you know, basically, if you take it off the list, you've given up. And you know, if we really think it's important, we should keep it there. But obviously, if you have this whole list of stuff that they're never going to do, that's a little bit ridiculous. So we just don't want to be totally absolute about these things.
I agree.
I ask a dumb question, you would read this list and pay attention to it, call you back on it and say, hey, what do you mean by number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Or it's just like, freaking dark.
There is a shot of the freaking. So this is only our committee.
Who does this go to?
So to Ginny will explain it. This is our committee, right? But this is the whole board. 3 pages.
Right.
Over, I want to say 100 items. It's about 70 items. 70 items. And what ends up happening is council, the agencies, they go through a budget, and whatever we consider as a board that's important, that's what they tackle. Unfortunately, at the Traffic and Transportation Committee, our asks are not as important. I would say they're important to me, I'm sure they're important to you guys. But and this is where the human aspect of us kicks in. Someone feels strongly about it, it becomes a personal thing versus I'm doing it for the consensus, or we're advocating for the consensus. Not pointing anybody, but a lot of people, and our board, and I'm sure anywhere else, whenever they vote for what they feel strongly about. And that's where a lot of these items kind of get lost in translation. It's just the truth.
But this gets compiled with 11 other community boards and goes to the borough president's office. And they compile a master list and they give it to city council.
Yes.
Right, so I mean, it all kind of.
And that what Jim is talking about is this, right?
Borough president.
Okay.
This goes to our borough president. This also, and I'll forward it to all of you guys actually. If you guys can help me go through and we can kind of cross off what has been done from the list, from the items we placed and whatnot. So this
Well, the only things that go down to the borough president anyway, or wherever,
What's that, Jim?
But city, sorry.
the only things that go down to where, you know, get sent in are the board's top 25, because the board votes on the whole thing. And that whole list of 75 doesn't go, they just get the
doesn't go.
top.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Were we in one of the top 25s last year?
We had 2.
So, and if there's 10 committees, that'd be about right?
Yeah.
So pick 1 and 2.
No,
You can
we
see the
should
number.
submit a list of 6, but I think we should be more detailed.
Right, it says board, there's a list of the board.
We should be
Yeah,
really.
I saw that.
And the committee.
Why are there
They
some
got the
waivers
top
on the
25
list
boards
that's,
in it.
It's a lot of, like, for example, 157th Street, when it rains, it's flooded. Like, it's flooded.
Who do we know Levine?
what's the point of telling the city council because they don't know?
So when they have money,
It's a new
they can
controller,
allocate a
though.
budget for a capital expense.
He's
fund
done.
To fix.
Who's that
those
new,
issues.
Oh,
So this is pretty much letting them know, hey, listen, we need money to fix these.
So even though it's in the.
These are
city,
priorities.
they still funded, but they have no.
Yeah, they can play, yeah. Or MTA takes a look at it, cause they have.
Can we have one conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, Mary, I'm
I
sorry.
don't understand anybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mary.
That's fine.
So I was explaining to,
My fault.
no, it wasn't. So these go to the agency. After it goes to the borough president's office, as Jim explained, is dissected to the agencies. And if they have the capital, they can allocate it for certain projects, depending on how we prioritize. And again, you're dealing with 12 other community boards in Manhattan.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes our asks get lost in that bunch. So I guess what I'm trying to break down is, let's be more detailed. Let's remove anything we see that might have been fixed or we might be minor. Because they don't want us submitting a list of 20 things. That's one thing they mentioned. We want to put 5, 6, 7, 8 items out there that we know have a possibility of being addressed as detailed as possible.
Okay. We only had 6 items last time.
Yeah, we didn't have, we actually did pretty good last time.
Sir, given the protocols that have been mentioned, it seems that 1 and 2 are pretty sure are getting pushed up. So they should be something that you want to have happen now. And I'm gonna recommend that 3, 4, 5, and 6 are future projects that we know are actually not gonna happen, but then they're just gonna get pushed up. You can clear 1 and 2, and we can say, hey, 3 and 4,
That's part of the
they're gonna be 1 and 2 next year. They might be things that no one else is thinking about except our district. you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So it's just, so we'll just keep clearing that list, and they say, well, if it is a project that comes up on 1 and 2 that they're unfamiliar with, so we'll just been talking about it for
We've been
years.
talking about it for a while, yeah.
Good, so. That gives us extra credence, we're not pulling this stuff out, we're generating that we have a long-term vision. For what we need to have done, what we need done on a capital scale from the agencies that are technically and wonderfully serving our district.
See, like, for example, on the expense list, I think is a necessity, but the board didn't think was a necessity. The real-time transit wayfinding digital signs at bus stops, everybody in the board would, I think is a necessity. Mary would say is a necessity, right?
I have no idea what you're saying.
So,
My hearing is so.
yeah, I know.
These meetings, it's very hard for me.
For the expense, I believe
Oh, I
you
thought
or
we-
Jim, I'm just jumping back and forth, but on the expense, one of the items we listed was real-time transit wayfinding digital signs. So at the bus stop, the signs that,
Wait. Fast.
at the bus stops, you know, those signs that tell you when the next bus is coming?
Yeah.
We as a committee, and Jim, I think, or you, one of you guys, proposed it and we listed it. The board didn't find it to be something of interest.
Right.
It's actually ranked at the bottom. So it's things like that we wanna
So
be
this is
cautious.
another thought, so like
But
things that.
that doesn't mean our committee should downplay it.
No,
and
no,
not-
absolutely not.
Not leave it on there.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, by the
I
way,
agree.
before Fred talks, I'm next on the
We need
list.
to do what our
Gotcha,
committee
Jim.
feels is important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, each committee does the same thing. You know, what we feel is important for our
Absolutely.
particular committee.
From far side.
The people of the community, you know, in regards to the people of the community. Because the population in this district is elderly. Okay, we need to consider that.
I agree. Absolutely.
So,
Jim, go ahead.
two things. Number one, the other reason I think we wanted to limit the number of projects for each committee is that the list is now so long that you look at this thing and you get a headache. And so it'd be much easier for the board members to decide what, you know, their individual priorities are. Now, the thing is, and I may have misunderstood Fred, community boards are totally parochial. To some degree, we don't give a damn about anything that is not in this district. I mean, if it's in a neighboring district and affects us, that's another story. But the whole purpose of community boards is to be completely parochial. And so if the agencies see that we really think, you know, maybe we need hypothetically, you know, a traffic circle, they don't make them anymore, but let's say, you know, there's some crazy reason we want it, you know, in our community, you know, it would be unique to us. So that's just the nature of community boards. We're supposed to be completely parochial, you know, and all the other community boards do that too, because we're supposed to be the voice of this community. Now, when there are citywide things, well, then we decide how this citywide thing affects our community, because we are the voice of this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. So, give me a second, Fred. So one of the things that I wanted to propose to add to the list is universal daylighting. For the top, universal daylighting. Universal daylighting is, and Fred and Peter were probably the biggest advocates we have for universal daylighting. You want to explain? But
So I'm kind of new to your universal daylighting, but.
Peter, we have Peter
But
as well.
the universal daylighting is that. Street corner. Every street corner where you'll remove a parking spot. And it'll be left open so that anyone driving will see pedestrians entering the intersection. The same thing that the pedestrians will see cars coming. The law has been passed in New York State that every community should or must implement daylighting with the exclusion of New York City, which somehow.
Yeah, New York City,
I've been to Stockholm and I noticed universal daylighting. I didn't really know what it was. I just noticed, wow, there's always a parking spot at the corner. And Hoboken has had universal daylighting now for like 3 or 4 years or some span of time. They've had 0 pedestrian deaths in that time. And what we know from Hoboken is that the density of Hoboken and some other things translates very well to New York City. So they've been a steady guide since the early eighties as to what could be a possibility in New York City. So there is an intro bill, and Peter, you should just break in. And
Yeah, he logged off, but he would usually
So,
be.
so there's an intro bill before the city council, it's been up for a couple, 2 or 3 years, but again, there's a few interests that are fighting against universal daylighting. No one knows. Because it is a safety issue, it will stay live, it doesn't cost money. And they're introducing it piecemeal in this district without telling us and without a plan.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bruce.
So that's a capital improvement, right?
That's a
Why not-
capital improvement.
Why not include that?
Yeah, I would include if you guys.
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I would, and again, we've had plenty of advocates for it, and I think it's something to add to our list. So universal daylighting should be on our list. Well, we rank it as a committee, that's individual.
Can I go back to her point on those, and your points on those signs? So I'm just seeing like the way this process breaks down. I think he has to get it on more than one.
Yeah, but I know, if I can't read fast enough, it doesn't help me.
If that's on aging,
Oh,
then it's on us.
They don't want us.
Because that's how you get it in.
They don't want it to be repetitive because again, it gets lost.
But it doesn't, it builds momentum, and you have 4 people saying.
So we've had in the past, for example, a lot of ours cross intersects with public safety, parks at a certain point. They don't want it. They mentioned it at the exec. It's repetitive, and what ends up happening is again, they end up removing it because it's repetitive. So we'll add it on our end. I think youth and education should have added it on their end as well. But what we'll do is cover the whole district versus schools only. Should be something that we implement on every block. Part of universal daylight is they put a street furniture. So it gives you space where you can see the car coming,
Yeah.
but nobody can park there. If, God forbid, you have somebody driving like a maniac, street furniture acts as a barrier, I guess you could say, for accidents.
It makes it easier to cross the streets as a pedestrian.
And then it also expands the curb line, so a lot of it juts out. It's a shorter distance from the crosswalk. So universal daylighting, I think we should definitely add.
And that's on Capitol, yeah?
Yeah, that would be on Capitol.
We're going back to Capitol now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll stay on Capitol, just kind of go through it.
Yes.
And then we'll cross off anything. As Bruce said, number 47 and number 48 will be crossed out because they have done improvements or they are working on improvements at those 2 stations. The 207th one, the one train that
It's like 48.
47, 48, we're gonna cross them out because they already started working on them, or we'll start soon.
So I don't go down on the train, I have to rely on the.
The 207 one, the IRT line, the one train, Alberto Rodon attended a meeting in May, I wanna say, May or June, and he gave us the update that MTA has added it to their capital expenses to add elevators on 207. So we'll remove that from our list for now. And we'll go down the list. We'll start at 43. So we want to make the following subway stations fully ADA compliant. On the one line, 157th, I think we should keep it on. It doesn't have elevators. So we want to make sure it's fully ADA compliant. That we keep on. 168th, why did we include 168th? I always get this confused.
Because it's not ADA compliant, because even though there's an elevator, it only goes to the.
Oh, it doesn't go to the street.
Doesn't go to the platform.
Yeah, but it doesn't go to the platform.
Okay, for the A train. One.
For downtown, right?
Okay.
So you can take the elevator if you're going uptown.
Oh, yeah,
You
you
get off
can.
at the bottom.
You can
and
do
go up
it.
the
Let's
street.
talk about one line.
At some point, and then we can check with the MTA, I think they are committed to making the one train ADA they're gonna have some kind of elevator that you can cross from one side to the other. So that, because one of the people who advocated for that was our, I'm still talking.
Go ahead, no, Jim, we're listening.
Thank you. Yeah, right. I think one of the advocates for making the one train ADA compliant was our late board chair, Richard Lewis. And I think sometime after he passed, and again, I think it's time for the MTA person to come visit us again. we can verify that they are in fact committed to doing this because they figured out how to do it.
Okay. Well,
But you
Has to be
see,
on both sides.
if they do that, that will make that train station, you know, a perfect hub for, you know, people with disabilities because they'll be able to switch from the one to the A, which they can't do now because you can't get off of the platform on the one. So, but again, I believe they have plans, but we should double check.
they do
And
have
then if we're sure that they have them, in fact, you could even write to this person, and just get an answer, then we can leave it off because we know they're gonna do it.
I'll
So,
tell you.
but that's my understanding.
That's tricky.
No, basically, they have a bridge at the southern end of this, no, it's actually the northern end of the station that has equipment in it. So they would build a bridge like that and there would be, you know, you could, and there's enough room on the platform. So they figured out how to do it.
Good.
See, originally, both sides had access because there were elevators on both sides of the station.
I have the list. So I have the list. So including the 2025, 2029 capital plan for the 88 stations, 155th Street C line or on the C line, 157th Street, they are gonna do upgrades on the one line, so there goes that.
Oh,
One,
wait a minute, wait a minute, so you said.
and I should
50
forward this to everybody,
Can
actually.
you do all the AC ones first?
So 155th C line only, 190th Street, the A train station will have rehabilitation. And then on the one line, 157th Street, 191st and 207th Street are included in the 2025, 2029.
So we can take 157 off.
Yes.
Yeah,
But not 168.
not
Now
yet.
168 is not on there, so we should keep 168.
So on
157,
168, 181, and 215 on the one.
so we keep 215, 168, and 181.
Okay. See, it looks like we have 155 is
That comes off. They're adjusting it.
and 163.
No,
63rd and Dykeman.
no, 190th Street only for the A. That's it.
Okay.
Oh,
so we
I'm gonna forward this to everyone.
Remaining is
Third,
163rd.
Yeah, 163rd is remaining, 168.
It's all right on AC.
I thought it was, that might be,
okay.
I haven't taken the training, so I can't. It's a lot of. I wish, I have to travel a lot for work.
153, so close to 168 on the A line, is not worth spending the money.
It should still be ADA compliant. That might be a thing. If Alberta ever says that to us, we're gonna attack them, but I think there's people like Mary that live a block away and they might not be able to make it to 168, they might have to use 163.
Right.
So it might not be worth the money.
Who was?
Alberta, no, he's not. Let me forward this to all you
I
guys.
assume want to get 168
Pop on.
first, you know?
So say something about the Omni cards, but.
To Alberta?
Huh?
Well, say it for the record.
I will say about the Omni card is that I keep running out of money on it because I don't know
How to refill, how to
the
reload.
balance that comes up on the screen.
That's actually good feedback.
You
Well,
know what? I keep on trucking because you know what? Everybody else behind me gets on without bothering to pay. So, you know,
Dude.
I'm the
no, yeah, you're not gonna be,
one that pays every time, no matter what I'm transferring or whatever. I got my card out and it's going red, you know. But that's all it does, is come up red. Anything before that.
You know, I know this may not make Mary happy, but
Maybe a few cents left on it, but you don't know that.
yeah,
You used to do that with the Metro card.
yeah, it turns out, and this, you know, Mary's probably not big on using apps, but Omni has an app and it will tell you exactly how much money you have on the Omni card. So you might want to get the Omni app and with, you know,
Me and a million other seniors in the centers don't know how to do that, okay?
yeah, we,
So,
yeah,
well,
we'll just-
then carry money with you to refill the card. That's the only thing you can do, I suppose.
balances.
I agree, and things are moving digital, but MTA has a lot of money, Mary. They should be able to install some type of machine that tells you, I agree with that, and we're not gonna give them any slack. Jim, you're not wrong, but MTA will not get any slack from us.
Huh?
Oh, you know, the thing should actually tell you how much money you have left, but it doesn't.
Other things that I'm learning.
I know.
All right, so to
Conversations.
come back to this conversation, so we can get out hopefully in the next 30 minutes. So we'll remove from item 43, again, the one train line, 157th removed, 207th will be removed. They're in the works for the capital budget plan, and on the IND line with the ANC, 155th will be removed since that's also in the works, and we'll keep everything else. All right, we're all on the same page?
Same page.
Cool. All right, and then at the end, we'll do a bit of a ranking I should have had. We'll figure it out. Item 44, I think we keep this. This is Jody and Bruce's,
And
Abiali, yeah.
And Sean.
And Sean
We're
Abiali.
ready to find money for this if we can get DOT to come up with a plan.
Okay,
And Bruce and I have made our own plan and we've presented it to them and they have it.
okay, so
So
I say we keep it. I say we keep it until they address it. That has nothing to, we'll keep it.
Thank you.
And it just makes it easier that we have a trail so we'll keep it on there. Is there anything specifically with all the events and all the things happening that you want to add to this?
I think it's pretty well
Pretty detailed?
here. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Unfortunately, it hasn't changed much.
Hasn't.
The problems remain largely the same, right?
I mean, Bruce and I do have, I mean, seriously, we presented it to
Deb
TNT at our meeting, when we had the Grinnell meeting that Sean organized. And we, yeah, that was back in March, and it's a very detailed idea that has sort of gotten a lot of momentum because we took it from a lot of different people in the community, and part of it is to expand that park. What's the park called?
In the park.
Yeah, and just stop all the traffic that goes down that 57th Street thing.
This
So,
is-
so I just think it's better to leave it.
Let's leave
and-
it.
Yeah.
Let's leave it.
This is to form a task force for all those things, though. Is there a task force?
No.
No,
Look, this is
We were
so
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Asked.
task force.
The
What-
proposal,
It says
the item says to form a task
So-
force
Oh,
for all those things. Is there a task force?
no, DOT hasn't gotten to, but I do think
Then
that based on what Mary's saying, we should remove it maybe. We don't want them to form a task force. That's gonna take another 2-3 years for them to start investigating, studying.
you want to reword it.
Yeah, we wanna say, we know the problems, address the problems. Forget about the task force.
Say mitigate.
We're beyond, mitigate.
Start with mitigate.
We're beyond the task force part.
Yeah,
That should have been done years ago.
yeah, I like that, Mary. Thank you.
Yeah, because if not, they're gonna come back and you don't need capital expense to form a task force.
Correct.
They get a team from DOT. All right, so we'll remove form a task force to study and we'll just keep mitigate. And I might even delve deeper into the construction and look for a term that says, hey, we need the work done. Versus, try to figure something out. All right, so we're gonna keep that. We're all in agreement.
Oh, we gotta reword it.
Yeah, we're gonna reword it. We're gonna reword it.
Yep.
Jim, any comments for that? For number 44? Or Robin?
We're not
Yeah, Jim and Robin.
Put that.
Yes,
No comments from me.
no comment.
Okay, so we're gonna keep 44 the same. We're gonna remove form a task force to study. We don't want them to form anything. We want them to act. Okay? All right, going to 45. Sustainability upgrades to the 157th Street 1 train station to reduce vulnerability to extreme weather events. So this is a very tricky one. Because according to the capital plan, they're addressing 88, but they're not addressing the weather conditions or the conditions at the drainage conditions on 157th Street. I think we should keep this.
Okay.
The other one addresses elevators. That's when they think 88, they just think elevators. For some reason, everybody just think elevators. But they're not really targeting what I think should be one of the main issues at on that station.
I mean, when it happens, it's so dangerous.
Yeah. So I say we keep number 45.
Yeah.
So they should address it. It's just something that anytime there's torrential downpour and you pass by, like there's a great chance you'll be walking knees deep that water, so.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that one as well. I don't think we should remove that
Okay. Yep.
for number 45. Number 46, so this one is tricky because this one falls under various agencies. So I want to say that's why DOT hasn't really considered it, but it's a reconstruction of the Henry River Drive and Hudson River Greenway in our area. Every time I have conversations with DOT, they tell me no, but this portion is state DOT, no, but this portion is parks. So either we sit down with Parks, Jody now sit down with Parks, so that you guys can add it to
And
yours
this
as
is the
well.
problem. It's an ongoing.
It's an ongoing
We
problem.
Talk to Parks, they're really upset because they feel that they constantly end up with the responsibility and DOT does nothing.
So, what do you guys think we should do? Should we keep it on? Should we kind of cater it to specifics, areas where we know DOT?
Depends on how many items we wanna have, I think. You know, in order of priority, I mean, we've already got, one new one.
Yeah,
And
the
what's
rest
that
they
one?
got it. With this one,
Still three.
it's very tricky because, again, since state DOT owns something, Park owns this, even I think at one point, Port Authority has like a stay in it. If we're gonna target city DOT specifically, we need to, or not target, I don't wanna say that word, but if we want them to address it through a capital plan, we have to give them locations where they are involved. So we send them a general location, they're not gonna pay attention to it.
Maybe just put it last.
But last, but it's a big one. It's something that we hear every other month at this committee.
Where is the stretch?
One that moves up?
Where is the stretch you're talking about?
Well, it starts,
Especially
it's
the-
within our district, so it starts like 155th and it goes all the way up to,
Wanna be more.
Okay, so that bridge.
I think.
all that.
105 to there, over here,
All
the
that.
The Riverside Drive West
Mhm.
issue,
And the Greenway.
and the Greenway.
Yeah, so the thing is that, for example, this portion is DOT, this is state DOT, this is, and
It's a mess.
we've addressed it and DOT says, no, but that's Parks, and you go to Park and they're like, yeah, we don't have the money, but DOT should do, and it just, I feel like we never have a solution or resolution for this specific thing, and it's very weird.
Quick question?
Yeah.
But
In that we're asking specifically for resurfacing, paving and lighting, which actually, am I right, falls under DOT? Could we rework it so that we say that we want just those things specifically as it relates to traffic and transportation along this greenway? So in other
Possibility.
words, instead of,
No, that's a good idea. Let them fix their part and then we'll go after the other people.
That's a bit, oh, boy. What's the matter? Is that, that's not one, yeah. That's actually a good idea. So we can, let's reword.
Yeah, they should fix their stuff and then the other people can fix their stuff.
That's right.
Right, yeah, right.
Divide and conquer.
When the
So
last,
maybe just start out with resurfacing paving of the green, actually, I'm sorry, resurfacing paving, upgrade lighting along the greenway and whatever.
Okay. So we'll just, instead of reconstruction entails a lot of things.
Yeah, so just.
So do we remove reconstruction out?
Yeah, and just, I would say resurface, pave, upgrade lighting along the Henry. Or the Hudson River.
The river drive and it's a river good.
Hudson River.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I suggest a couple of items as well.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
My bad to
Yeah.
talk. So with 46, we're gonna change the wording. Everybody's in accordance to that, and then we'll vote at the end, or we'll rank them
Right.
individually. And then we'll rank it as a committee. That's what we gotta say. All right, Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out a couple things. The idea of local parking permits. I know that
Public parking?
Carmen De La Rosa is working on that. I don't know where it's at or if you all have discussed it previously in this committee, but I would be strongly in favor.
That's his forte. Look at him. He got excited.
I assume there's capital that needs to get allocated to implement software or whatever system, roll that out, so.
Oh, is that a?
So
resident only permit parking.
Yeah, resident only
Not at that point yet.
Is it a capital or is it expense? I don't think it's a capital project.
I see, because it's not a tangible thing,
Yeah.
so,
It's
okay,
not,
got it.
it's not past Albany yet, so it doesn't.
Got it.
Yeah,
it
that's
has to be
another,
greenlit.
that's
Got it.
another issue.
All right, cool, so
And
then,
again, the beautiful thing is not gonna cost that much money, and so when they do it,
So
it should not be on our list.
maybe we should, instead of. We should ask for a study. I don't think the city has done any study for it. They've proposed it at,
Parking,
yeah, they proposed it at the council. But there's nothing in the works. It's uncharted territory. DOT doesn't really wanna jump right into it. It's a lot of it starts at the state level, but it's a lot of moving parts.
okay,
So should we ask for a study instead
that could be one of the lowest priorities.
as an expense? Because it wouldn't be capital, it would be an expense.
no, I think it's not relevant maybe to this.
Oh,
let's
we
put
can
it
add
to
it.
another
But-
item.
We can add it, not on capital, but to expense.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that's the bad idea.
David Rose is one of the advocates for it.
She's a
Yeah,
huge advocate.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, we should
So-
support
so
if
one
we are in
thing that-
agreement.
One thing that she, you know. What they're pushing for is that our district be part of the pilot program.
Right,
Correct.
right.
And the pilot program may be 60th Street north to the end of the island, or it might be us, or it might be like CB7 and us.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I'm not sure how that plays in, but that's like, that's where the advocates really are.
Right, okay, great. And then,
Certainly, CB7 talks about it a lot, so. They'd be a natural ally.
Yeah.
If you wanna pursue, you might wanna just talk to somebody there.
yeah,
And Fred can forward it. Fred has done
Yeah, you
extensive
email me and
research.
I'll-
yeah, we'll connect on this, I wanna help, yeah.
He's
All right.
done extensive research.
The
What else?
last one is certainly capital, the one train elevators, and the heat issues in 168 and 181. I know that MTA is looking at it. I've seen like whispers that they're aware that it's ridiculous, but it's like 110 plus degrees in there, and then in the elevator, it's 120 plus. It's absolutely unacceptable.
There was an
So-
article recently that the MTA is working on, I think, 168th Street. They're gonna try something that in my physics mind isn't gonna work, but the other thing they can do, which I don't think they did this season, they have emergency fans, which are normally there to clear smoke. And sometimes, although I don't think, because I'm usually down there like twice a week. And in fact, I have a friend who works pretty high up in the MTA, and I told him it's only slightly less hot than hell itself. But no, it's crazy. So they sometimes run those fans, but then it blows the hot air somewhere else, or I don't know. But you know, there are these fans that they have used in the past, and they also make a racket.
Yeah.
So, no, and the irony, by the way, is when I was a kid, that was a while ago, when you went into the subway in the summer, it was cool. It was like a cave. All this heat is coming from the air conditioners. All the heat, because all the air conditioners do is they move the heat from inside the cars to outside the cars, and that makes the stations hotter, which makes the rock hotter, and then the rock just stays hot. So, so they have to get rid of the heat somehow, and they really don't know how to do it. And you know, I think they're trying to do. You may have heard about. You can get free heat if you drill a really deep well. It's called thermal heating or something like that. They're trying to do it backwards, but there's just so much heat that you know gets pumped into these rocks that I don't think they'll be able to do it. So this article, it was in the Gothamist, I think. If I can find it now, I'll send it to you guys. They were so vague at what they were going to do; it was almost a joke. And I sent it to one of my nerdy friends, and he agreed. You know, what are they going to do? But they're looking at technology. Of course, whether it will avail them or not is another story.
Yeah, I have a feeling if it was on the Upper West Side, it would be, they'd find a.
Oh no! Now you're being unfair. These are actually no, seriously. These are tunnels. They're 100 feet underground. The Upper West Side was built by a methodology called cut and cover. All those things are right close to the street. Those they could actually cool, and in fact they do get cool because they're not, the tunnel that goes from 155th Street to Dyckman Street, which is where all these things are. That was one of the major tunnels in the entire world when they built it. So
Wow.
it's an engineering marvel. It just wasn't designed for air-conditioned cars.
So I think we should include it. Upgrades to the ventilation. AC.
Yeah, you use ventilation, maybe they'll turn on the fans.
Good start there.
All right, upgrades to ventilation.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else for capital expenses?
So we still have a hell of a lot of them, right?
No.
No, right now we have
We took two
1,
off, another
2,
two.
3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6.
Oh, that's cool.
6 total.
Excellent.
We eliminated 2.
I think it's a pretty nice list.
I think
agree.
we address and I agree. I think we're
I mean, I like the fact that we're adding the universal.
I think it's and I think that's one of those things that will go into they will act on. So and we don't have to write a resolution. Besides the resolution doesn't go anywhere. Fortunately. All right. Anything else for capital expense? All right, so we're gonna rank before we go to the expense budget. Let's rank this so we just move on from this.
Okay.
All right, so let me write this down.
Can you send me an email or something?
Yeah. All right, for the time being, Jim, can I read them to you and then I'll send you an email tomorrow when I compile.
Well, I'm not good at on the fly ranking. You know what I'm gonna do? You guys rank, and then whatever you come up with, I agree with it.
Or I'll read them and I'll read everyone, and you can just write in the chat if you want. You can verbally say it, and we'll add them for you. So you can rank, and then I'll tally up.
So can we
Then I
rank
have to write them. I'm never gonna.
Yeah.
And can we make universal daylighting number
7.
If there are only 5 of them, that's gonna be number 5.
Have we decided on the order for the capital items?
No.
No, we're gonna vote on them now. We're gonna rank them as a.
I'm not going to expense.
All
yet.
6 of
Not
them,
yet,
right?
not yet. Not yet. All 6 of them. It's 6 of them. Yes. All right. So number 47 for our purposes. Again, the numbers might change depending on what other committees submit. For our purposes right now, it's number 43 to 48, and we replaced 47, 48 with the new items that we.
These numbers are useless to me. Read, you have to know what the
all right,
items
so
are.
We'll start. Make the following subway station.
Say 1 through 6 or whatever.
We'll do 1 through 6 just to make it easy.
Those numbers that are on.
All right, perfect.
The committee, we have the 1 through 6 coming up.
Okay.
1.
You just do 1 through 6.
All right, perfect.
How come I only have 5?
I'll read them and then
One at the beginning.
I'll read them and then we'll go. So the first one should be everyone. The first one should be make the following subway stations fully ADA compliant. That includes on the 1 train line, 168th Street, 181st, and 215th Street. On the A and C lines, 163rd, 168th, and Dyckman. So that's number 1. Make the following subway stations fully ADA compliant. That's on the 1 line, 168th, 188th, 181st, and 215th. And on the A and C lines, 163rd, 168th, and Dyckman. So that's number 1. I get where you're going, but
That's in there.
we'll put them in there. We'll put them in there. All right, so that's number 1. You rank it as you need to, as I read on. Number 2, mitigate, and I'm gonna change that word. I want something more direct that says, hey, get on this. But mitigate the challenging travel conditions on West 158th Street from Broadway to the Henry Hudson Parkway. This should include the 158th Street 6-corner intersection, Riverside Drive West, Riverside Drive East, Riverside Drive, and Edward M. Morgan Place, which includes traffic control measures, catch basins, and upgrades. That I'm gonna add full reconstruction. That's all part of reconstruction. Full reconstruction. So full reconstruction in this particular area, which again, it's 158th Street from Broadway to the Henry Hudson. Rebuild 158th.
Rebuild to eliminate.
So that's number 2. Number 3, sustainability upgrades to 157th, 1 train station to reduce vulnerability to extreme weather events, including upgrades of drainage system, water pumps, etc. So again, number 3 for us, capital expense, sustainability upgrades to 157th Street, 1 train station to reduce vulnerability to extreme weather events. Okay, Number 4. And again, the wording, I have to fix it, but I will before we submit it. But resurface and pave the greenway, resurfacing, paving the greenway, lighting upgrades, to the Hudson River Drive and the Henry Hudson Greenway. So that's number 4. So resurfacing, paving, lighting upgrades, to the Hudson River Drive and the Hudson River Greenway in our area. This is again specific to DOT, so I'm gonna word it so that it targets DOT and they forget about parks, forget about state DOT. We want state DOT to do their job. So that's number 4. Number 5 is universal daylighting, and that's explainable. So number 5 is universal daylighting, and number 6 will be tied to just upgrades to ventilation and AC units or ventilation systems in our subway. I know the 168th is bad. I know the 181st is bad. So I just generalize and say in our area, or you guys want to detail it so that we.
I think those two is
Stay with.
168th.
I like that.
No,
168th.
the two are the same. They're both, 100 feet under the ground. They even look the same.
Okay.
They have to do both.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. So that's number 6. All right. So everybody take your time to rank it. I'm gonna take your rankings as I ask you, and then I'm gonna tally it up.
I can.
Oh, you can do it. Oh, see, Ty, you're the man. All right. So we'll start. Well, actually, let's give everybody 2 minutes. That's okay.
It should be numbered 1 through 6.
1 through 6, correct. And if you're ready, feel free, so we can just move on. Everybody ready?
Mary, give me your ranking.
If you're ready.
If you're ready.
In the order that they're
Yeah.
listed, I'm showing you, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6.
Okay, so just confirming universal daylighting 1,
Right.
ADA compliance 2, 158 third, and so on. Okay, great.
All right, so universal daylighting is 1.
Daylighting 1.
Number 2 is ADA compliant on all the stations.
Yep.
Number 3 is 158th Street.
Yep.
4 is sustainability upgrades to 157th Street.
7.
And 5 is the resurfacing of the Henry Hudson.
5 is.
And then 6 is the ventilation.
Okay. Because you don't write the terms, you know.
I care for you guys.
Okay.
No, me ready?
Are you ready?
Right. So we have 3, 5, 4, 6, 2, 1.
Okay, so you've got ventilation 1. For example, subway ADA compliance is 3, and so on. Okay, great. Jody, you ready?
Perfect.
I'm gonna do 1, 5. 2. 3, 4, 6.
1, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6. Wonderful. Bruce, ready?
3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 6.
All right.
Jim, and then Robin. Go ahead, Jim.
5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1.
Okay. Robin, whenever you're ready.
Yes.
Robin, did you rank? Were you able to rank them?
1, 3, 2, 5, and 6.
I'm missing one number. What was 4th?
4.
Ventilation?
Oh, yeah, 4, yes.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Get
so
totals.
we have that on our end. And then if you could.
Yep.
Just rank them.
All right, so our winners are ADA compliance, then the daylighting, 158th, 157th, 1 train, ventilation, and the HRD Greenway.
Perfect. Can you send me that?
Yep.
And you have time? Awesome.
Send it to all.
Yeah, to all of it. I'll forward it to all of it. And I'll type it like this so that everybody gets the same copy before I send it to the office. All right. That being said, let's move on to expense budget. We're actually doing pretty well on time. So then we knock this down in the next 15 minutes and then call it a night.
A little bit.
All right, with the expense budget, we don't
Yeah,
have too much, which is a good thing, I guess, or a bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go through it like we did before. Let's eliminate what's been done or what you don't feel is necessary. We'll add and then we'll rank. So as Mary said, number 33 we'll keep, which is the real-time transit wayfinding digital signs. I think it's necessary, especially with safety issues. You don't want to be standing on the street alone. It's fair to have some time, have the time there so that you know if you want to leave or not. And that's number 33. So I say we keep 33.
Right.
Should have started from 32, actually. I don't know why I skipped. So propose, modify, increase funding for subs. I think that's repetitive because we're addressing it at the capital expenses.
Oh, but this is personnel, so this is like hiring people to do.
So maintenance and cleaning. Okay.
I mean, I agree with you, but.
No, actually, no. I don't agree with myself. So I didn't read all of it. I just read maintenance repairs. Yeah. So personnel safety, I think, is a issue in cleaning. A lot of our subways are filthy. I know that.
Yeah, we just rewrite that,
Oh.
make it clear what you actually want.
So we can do that.
Rather than we saw the personnel thing, so you mentioned it.
Yeah, I read the first like
So,
6 words, and I'm like, yeah, we talked about this.
I mean, we increase staffing.
So increase staffing.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, but it goes beyond that, right? Because we're, the safety issues associated with the subway are big deal.
A big deal.
Doing tremendous
Mhm.
amounts of that now.
Mhm.
Are we satisfied with what's happening now, or do we want something more? I mean, I personally feel that they're doing, I mean, those gates that they're putting up are, for me, they're making me feel a lot.
They're making you feel safe. I've heard mixed feelings. So I've heard still kind of same. They have made some improvements, but not really. Then I've heard people say the same thing where I
Well,
feel a bit safe.
I could ask for a lot more, but in that I can stand on a platform now and not feel like I have to back up against something, and that there is the chance I'm going to have problems. I mean, I do think that they're doing some stuff. I just don't know. I mean, do we want to continue to ask for more safety? I mean, I would like to see better lighting. I would like to see better, intercom system. And for Mary and I, we don't really hear very well, and I think it's a safety issue when you can't hear what.
So maybe we keep this, but we go with what Fred said, we reword it to target what we would like to see, right? So
Yeah,
if,
I think that's a good idea.
so we could increase staffing, even though I've heard a couple of things.
Just to be clear, the difference between the expense budget and the capital expense budget is expenses, services and people, right?
Yes, and
So-
capital is more project related, right? They're taking money allocated to.
So really, the only thing we could ask for is additional staffing for personnel.
We can ask for that.
Provide services.
Yes,
Stations.
yes,
Right,
yes.
yes.
You know what we can do, Mary, this would actually work with you. We can request, and this goes in the expense, that MTA, I think they have it in 168th, they do. But maybe that another station or district have personnel that deal with that deal with Omni. So that if you need to go to the train station to refill or have help, so according to Alberto Rodon, no?
That Omni station at 168 is a joke.
No, it is.
Oh, yeah.
What?
When we first got our Omni card.
No, say what you said. I couldn't hear you.
The 168, there's an Omni station there.
Right.
It's a joke. They knew nothing. We asked them, how do we refill? How do we get the card? How do we refill it? They said, well, you have to go online or you have to call Omni. We wasted a half an hour waiting online to find out nothing. Anyway, they may have fixed it by now. That was like.
The machine has been working. I've never seen it out of, not working beyond.
No,
There's a manned
there's
personnel
a person,
station
it was a
there.
person that we went to talk to find out about getting our Omni.
I can't hear
I know,
how you're talking. I'm sorry.
What
Better
it-
repeat what you said.
When we first tried to get Omni cards, we didn't know what to do, so
Oh,
we went to
I
that
see. When you first
station
got them.
6 months ago.
Okay.
And they provided no real information. They said, go look it up online.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how it is now, because we have the cards, we got it, but it was a process. And, we got the application and we're using that.
So you don't think, you think it's,
Automatically.
is it counterproductive to request another Omni station in one of our stations, or Omni stand or whatever?
Why
they
not?
call it?
you know, they could be better by now. I'm just saying this was an experience.
It's supposed to out, yeah.
So this is the question, can you ask for like more funding for how it interfaces between our transportation system and the elderly, including things like OmniCard, staffing, waste station, you know, I guess you're all over the place, but is something that broad worth it, or it has to be specific? Sounds like it has to be specific, yes.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, the way you said
I
before.
think it's better to be specific.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how.
the OmniCard, I think that seemed like a big enough ask.
No, it would target the customer service. That's really where we're going with
What
this.
is it? That's fine.
But the waste.
Yeah, right?
Things better, it just seems like that's a
Well, I
cap
think,
thing, you know?
I don't know about, your experience with, when I first went to refill my Omni card. Someone actually came out from the customer service area at 168.
Good.
And-
When was that?
This happens every time that I go there,
No, I'm saying, when did you first get your Omni card?
right when they came out,
Okay,
because I got it in the mail.
yeah, so did we.
Yeah.
But they weren't helpful when we went, but maybe they were better educated by the time you got around to them.
Maybe, because they showed me how to use the machine, the new machine.
Yeah, they didn't show us how
All
to do
over
that.
it.
Yeah.
The only, there's a problem with the machine. Physically. But, because I have to sit down to be able to see the numbers, when you punch them.
Yeah.
Can't do it standing up.
So to your point, though, we should ask for better service capabilities at the Omni station.
Omni stations, yeah.
Wherever else they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, they were new to it as well as we were, so, I don't know, I mean, I haven't needed them, so I can't tell you. But I see them out there helping people all the time, so.
So we'll add as an expense, just to increase customer service personnel, reps, whatever they call them. At the 168 station, which I think is the designated one, and they should give us another one.
No, they're not gonna give us another one. There's,
No?
no.
Well,
The thing is that, and I've dealt with them too, the main one used to be, in fact, it's down on Stone Street. You don't even want to know where Stone Street is. It's in the
I know.
Atlantic Ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
But that one
Yeah,
is capable. Now, these things have gotten more capable. So for example, now what they will allow you to do, because if you have a Metro card, it may still have money on it. They can transfer the money that's still on your Metro card to your Omni card. And then the other suggestion I have for Mary, but she may not like that either, and you can actually do this with them on the telephone. You don't have to use any computer. You can actually, and again, you may not want to do this, you can link your Metro card to a bank account or a credit card, and it will automatically refill. And
Yeah,
you
but I
can
don't
do-
wanna do that, because I don't always have funds in either of them.
Right, well, again, so tragically, I think you're just gonna have to walk around with money, and when you see the red light, you're gonna have to put money on your card. It's unfortunate. But, and again, no reason we shouldn't ask for the machine reporting, how much money you have left. Whether the system was designed to do that or not, that's another story, but, that doesn't prevent us from asking.
Should we include that in our expense budget then? Machine that tells you the balance? I don't know if that even exists, to be honest.
Basically, it doesn't exist, and it probably can't exist because it's too complicated.
That's right.
And it might be a safety issue if people are over your shoulder.
Yeah, but it was that way for 30 years. with the
Yeah.
Metro card, so.
Well, the Metro
Like,
card, yeah.
Metro card's never linked to anything. You link your Omni thing to your bank account and stuff, that's like another universe of.
Yes.
I mean, we can ask, but I would definitely tell you, do not hold your breath. Do not.
And the capital expense, not personnel. But
No,
sending it-
No, it could be used as an expense budget, but we don't know if if it doesn't exist, then it becomes a project. If it exists, it's more of, can we get one in our area?
Oh, but
Okay.
no,
I don't know
this
if
whole system doesn't, it just doesn't do that anymore.
Okay.
It just, yeah.
All right, we'll keep number 32 or number 1 for us, I guess now, as increase staffing, customer service reps at the stations to help the other, and we'll specify.
How
help
about,
people,
because it's always,
elderly, disabled, so that in any station you go, you're not kind of screwed.
Subway personnel.
Yeah.
Can I make or at least a thought recommendation? Could we take out, it seems like, we need personnel to manage maintenance, repairs and cleaning. Safety is another whole issue, and I think that safety should maybe be somehow worded in with what you originally said, the ADA compliant stuff, because.
No,
better
safety is the police department.
Right.
That's not us at all.
Yeah, but it's
Safety improvement.
having personnel is a
improvement
deterrent, yeah.
measures, which includes the gate, continue to improve the safety measures.
infrastructure
People
within
Don't fall into the tracks. Make this intercom system so that we all can hear it. Better lighting, all of those kinds of things probably could go under capital improvements and be tied to ADA compliant issues. I thought.
we can.
What do you
Is
think,
that-
Jim?
Well,
Robin?
I have a different idea that they have, one of the improvements they made, except it's not always an improvement, is the person who used to be sitting there in the former token booth all the time, they're walking around all the time now. So if, you can't get, well, the other thing they've done, you may have seen it, there's an example on 184th Street at the 181st Street A train station. You can now, if you have a baby carriage, you can actually use your Omni card to open the door. And you can, that's mainly for disabled people. So, because that station is, accessible. You can take the elevator down from 184th Street, and then now you can open the gate with a Metro card, and not a Metro card, an Omni card, and then you can take the elevator down to the platform. So all stations that are, accessible will have these gates that now, they're called auto gates or something like that. So that's because the thing is, when the person is walking around the station, the one individual there, and it's important that they walk around because then they can see, odd things on the platform and such. They're not, handy at the, where they used to be at the token booth. So what I suggested, and maybe we could make this a priority or, roll it into one of ours, is that if you need their help and they're not there, there should be a button you push. And, it could be an intercom, so you could actually talk to them because they're in the station somewhere, and you could tell them and they can come and help you. Like let's say, it just doesn't work, they can't manually let you in from. So I think that, and I think you know what I'm talking about. They're not always at the booth anymore. So there should be a button at the booth that you can intercom them and to tell them that you need their help.
That's a good, but I wonder if,
And of course, that would end up being a capital project, probably.
have you guys seen like, they have it at universities where if you need help, you click and a blue light goes off, something like that, Jim, I'm assuming?
No, those they have on the platform. That's different.
Mm.
They have those things, they're these cylindrical things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, this would just be so. Again, there's an agent on duty all the time at the station, but they're not. They could be anywhere. And if you are at the token booth, or maybe at either entrance, there's it'd just be a radio, right? You push the button and then you would get to talk to them. Because right now you can't. There you are. And again, at 184th Street, because it's accessible, you can get in through the gate, but of course, if your Omni card doesn't work, then, you're stuck outside. And, it used to be you could, they could let you in or whatever.
So maybe improve communication systems.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Improve
Is that
communication to, and I think they're called the station agent. Or whatever, we should find out what it's called. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, so that's the number one. Number two, we'll keep the real-time transit wayfinding digital signs. They have upgraded certain ones in our area. I'll say all of them, but we'll keep it there. I think it's necessary.
These are providing the next
Yeah,
bus.
the next
right?
bus. Yeah.
That's very nice when it works. They have it
does.
like on the east side, right? You know, you think, the thing I find ironic is, this used to be Adonis's district. So I figured, once he became traffic commissioner, we would get all these things, but we didn't. Although that's the MTA actually.
Should we add somewhere also the street furniture at these stops? I know a lot of bus stops don't have I think it's called furnitures, where if you have a disability or if you're elderly, you have nowhere to kind of lean or sit. I know on Fort Washington, I've seen few stops with on Broadway, the major stop, but if you go to like Amsterdam or other corridors, you don't see it. So I think it's something that should be considered for, again, our elderly community, with pregnant women, anybody with some type
At
of.
one point, Lyle had asked people to let him know if there were bus stops that needed to have a bench, but not necessarily a
Not a shelter,
shelter,
it's a
but a
bench.
bench, because they had extra benches. So I don't know if that's still the case.
Hey, I think we should
know.
maybe add it to our expense. I don't think it's a bad idea. What do you think, Jim and Robin and the rest of you guys? It's something,
You're right.
Benches are good. I like benches.
I'm okay with that, Leo.
we'll add as a new point, so number 5 would be furniture at the bus stops, and then I'll figure out the correct terms.
Benches at all bus stops.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we not include that in the subways also? I mean, they have the old wooden benches, but I don't know how effective they are.
So upgrade. We can say. We can add ADA compliant.
I don't,
No, you-
I can't hear you.
I said, in the subways also. In the subways also, I don't know, they have those old wooden benches, but I don't know how effective they are, for people, maybe there's upgrades and.
Yeah, it's like a leaning, like just lean on it.
Yeah.
We can add it for bus stops in the train station. I think we'll ask till that covers everything. All right, so that's number 5. We'll keep that as number 5. 5.
Keeping the traffic study funding?
Well, we'll discuss that now. So that new item where the furniture, the benches, we'll add it as a new item. So right now it's number 5. We'll discuss number 3 and 4 to see if we want to even keep them.
What about, wait a minute. See, I've lost you completely.
So that one, since it's a suggestion that came out of nowhere,
Lost you completely. Beginning
for which one?
is,
So we're up to number,
first you were talking about, just kind of changing the wording about maintenance, repairs and cleaning and making that increase staffing.
yeah, so
And then improve communication system. Where's that?
that's number 1.
Huh?
That's gonna be number 1.
So that's number 1?
Yes.
Well, what about this?
So number
maintenance
2,
and repair stuff and cleaning.
that's all part of number 1.
Oh,
Yeah, we're just gonna specify, but that,
I thought number 1 was gonna be
look at
staffing
that goes
for
together.
subway. And then we were gonna add another one for.
you guys wanna add another item? We can add another item.
I think we should split
Yeah.
Split it.
those are 2 separate items.
We can split it. So the first one is staffing.
More paid people.
One involves personnel, the other one involves
Okay.
equipment. Oh, whatever.
And then number 2, what would be number 2?
So
The
2
real
would be
time.
the wayfinding?
Permit.
Whoa,
Or
whoa,
you
no,
wanna
no,
add the other one
no,
after?
no. Because on number 1, we have improved
Let's
communication systems.
let's talk about numbering them at this point.
Okay, so the first topic we discussed, which was the more personnel, more staffing.
Right.
We also included improved communication systems.
That's 2.
So
So
I would
we're
like
gonna
that
do
to
a
be
separate
another
one.
item.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's say second item is subway.
Improved communication systems.
Subway communication system.
Third, right?
Yes.
That's number
And
2.
then real-time transit wayfinding.
And number 3.
Yep.
Number 3, right?
And that's bus specifically.
Yeah.
I think that all the subway stations have the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we said,
So number 4 would be the furniture at the bus stops and ADA compliant furnitures in the train station, sorry. We're like swinging over. It's number 4. All right.
Okay.
Moving on to number 5. Fund traffic studies for West 165th Street for Washington to 170th Street. So this one's a tricky one because of that construction right here, Columbia Presbyterian. They can do a traffic study, but it will change once that's complete. I say we remove it. That project is not expected to be done the next year. The traffic study on 165th.
I agree with you totally, and I just wanted to have the construction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Because whatever, they sort of relocated the bus stop. You can't get on the bus from there. It's supposed to be a temporary bus stop, but then it's got, the accessorized vans and all that on that same sign. I mean, it's not- That
What were you
bus
saying,
stop is
Jody?
impossible.
I agree with you completely. I just didn't even know that you needed to fund something like that, so.
Honestly,
Nothing we can
we've
do
kept
about
it on for years, the funding, the traffic study.
Yeah.
I think it's a waste of money because DOT, that's their job anyways.
I
So,
almost think we should.
I say we should remove both of them, and if we
Yeah.
want something specifically, we should say, hey, we want
I think,
more signage in this place, or more reconstruction. That's what we should.
I think we should, maybe, leave it alone for now while that construction's going on. Once that construction is all finished and everything's tidied up,
We'll
then we
revisit
can
it.
relook
We'll
at it.
revisit it. Okay,
See
that's
what it looks
perfect.
like after that,
So the next 2 points, I'm gonna remove.
Yeah.
Again, if you have an area that you feel we should add more street lighting, more signage, whatever it is, we can work around it, but that would be capital.
But I like these 4. I think that if we could get these 4.
They're pretty good. And they're pretty small.
Last thing is, where did we land on the?
Traffic study.
We're gonna remove it as well.
Huh?
We'll remove it with those buildings. We already started some type of process. The meters,
Yeah.
there's other things in the works that we'll be discussing, but we'll remove that for now.
So
I remember
remind
the-
me of the first 3. I didn't write them
Browns and
down.
Posters came up, a
Yeah.
months ago because it was not ADA.
Mhm.
I think it was just due to service.
When it used to go to the cloisters and then.
Because they said, or maybe it was, they were redoing the stop, so that might not fall into this.
I forgot what it was. I don't think they were redoing this stuff. I think, Jim, you advocated strongly.
People get on the bus.
Yeah, the bus, M4, goes into the cloister. What was your argument?
Oh, no, that
Roberto?
they fixed.
We can't hear you, Jim.
Nah, I don't think I'm muted. Let me see.
Might be us. Hold on, Jim. We really can't hear
I'm
you.
not muted.
He said, oh, and it's coming out. He's not muted. What's
No.
going on with this?
La, 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 la.
Yeah, we can.
No,
You have to get it.
You can hear us though, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah, he says you can hear us.
No, I can't hear you. He says he can hear us.
I'll log out and log back in again.
Did that guy just turn up,
He logged out and now he's gonna log back in.
Oh, it was already. No?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking if there's bus service issues, maybe that's something we could put in here. I don't know, that was the only one I'd heard about.
Jim might be able to correct me, but I, from the issue was, it would go into the park and the bus drivers weren't communicating to the passengers.
Can you hear me
They can
now?
Stay on, come back out to be left on, for Washington. But I
Can
think
you
that was
hear me
addressed.
now?
Okay.
Jim, we can't hear Jim. Jim, can we call you and have you on speaker? We can't hear
Hey,
you
you
at
can
all.
call me.
Okay, let's.
Let me give you a call.
Let's skip it, cause Mary's gotta go.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it fits in this list. so.
Yeah, Jim, we have to get him on the call anyway.
But we do need to-
64672. Oh, you can't, you call me.
So can we move to the ranking
Yeah.
process?
Bruce, can you call Jim?
Yeah.
So we have.
I'll recap the items. Number 1 is additional personnel.
Wait, we only have 4 items?
Only
4 items.
Okay.
Number
Unless-
1,
Before we,
Yeah.
anybody else has any suggestions for our expense budget before we move on to vote?
We're adding a stop sign somewhere recorded expenses.
Jim,
Is that capital?
Jim?
Hello.
There you go. Talk, so Jim, address, I think it's cap. But what we can do, is
Can you hear us, Jim?
Yeah, yeah, and you can hear me right on this side. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we want him to do?
So Jim, just refresh my memory. When Alberto mentioned M4 bus, we went into the cloisters, and the issue that we're having is that they wouldn't tell the passengers that they could stay on the bus coming back on the loop to Fort Washington, right? That was the issue?
Well, he claims that it all works now. I don't know. I should try it one day. But basically, the bus that drops people off on the cloisters, you can get on that bus for free and it will take you back to the, now, probably there should be a sign or something, but, I don't, next, I'm well enough to go, I walk in the parks. Maybe I'm gonna try that, see what happens.
Okay.
Alright, let's leave it.
My understanding was if you were already on the bus, that was the last stop, you could stay on the bus unless the driver had to take a break. And at that point, if he's not.
No, that's not the point. The point is that you get off at the cloisters, right? You want to get on the bus at the cloisters. Now, according to them, they're supposed to let you get on the bus, and then you may not pay there, but they're just going to dump you at 190th Street, and then when you get on the real bus, then you're going to have to pay. Now that's built into it, they claim, and they were supposed to maybe have a sign, which they didn't have. And so the first thing, I need to know what 2 and 3 are. I know the first one's personnel. What's 2?
Okay, number 2 is additional communication systems for the subway. With agents to staff these communications.
Right, and what's 3?
3 is real-time bus wayfinding.
Ah, yes.
4 is additional ADA compliant furniture at the bus stops and train stations in the district.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's it. All right. If anybody else doesn't have a suggestion, let's try to get out of here in the next 4 minutes. I say we move on to ranking them, and then we'll go from there. Okay? All
right.
Everybody needs a minute?
Ready?
You ready? Oh, go ahead, Mary.
Improved communication system number 1.
Yep.
Increase the personnel of
Yep.
number 2. Benches number 3, furniture. And real-time number 4.
All right.
Perfect.
Leo, you ready?
Yeah, so staffing number 1. Street furniture number 2. Well, no, I'm sorry. Improved communication. Yeah, street furniture number 3 and wayfinding number 4.
Bruce, you ready?
I'm the same as Mary.
Okay. It's easy.
I go 2, 1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4. Wiley?
I go 1, 3, 4, 2.
2. Jim, are you ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, 4. I think we have a possible combination.
We do.
Robin, if you could hear us, maybe just drop it in the chat so we can hear you.
Yeah, he's not on this
Yeah,
level.
Robin's not on Jim's phone. Yeah.
Hey, Robin, you still on?
When I call him, I might have his number.
Yes, I'm here. I'm
No.
here.
Robin, if you can just give us your rank on expense.
Dispense.
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
having
have
issues. You can hear him over there.
You can see him.
We
Can you hear me?
Jim's computer.
Hello?
Yeah, Robin, we hear you. Rank them.
2, 3,
2.
2, 3.
3, 5,
Louder.
1. 2, 3, 5, 4,
2,
1.
3, 4, 1.
Robin?
Yeah, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Look.
It's 2, 3, 4, 1.
There we go.
4, 1. Okay.
All right,
Yes.
thank you, Robin.
Thank
We're
you.
having issues
Okay.
on our end. We can't hear nothing, so.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
All right, so our winners are.
And you were
Subway personnel.
blaming me. Shame on you.
It's all your fault. Subway personnel, number 1, subway communication, number 2,
Absolutely.
GA furniture, number 3, real-time bus, number 4.
Let's go. Right, with that being said, hey guys,
Case closed.
yeah. Motion, anybody?
Oh, we done?
Let's go. That's motion from Rami, second from Bruce.
Take care.
Jim,
Good
have a
night.
good night, Robin. Have a
Be
good night. Thank
well.
you for joining us.
Be well, Jim, okay?
Thank
Do
you.
you want me to?
Good night, guys.
Yeah, so we can start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow up, he might not want to do it. He'll give you the details, he might not want to share it.
Okay, I'll ask him whatever.